on to hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast, episode 236. I am one of the hosts. You already know who I am. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, this ain't really about introductions. Tonight, everybody, we have a nice little agenda. Damn, it's already 6 people in here. So, damn.
I like that.
So tonight, everybody, remember to like this podcast. Like it. Last week, we crushed our numbers. We're like literally crushed our numbers. So if y'all can do that for us this week, cool. But just be warned, there's going to be probably some tribalism in here, especially with this episode, AEW versus WWE. But I am so serious about this topic. If you guys are not serious and you on that bullshit, I will call you out and I will gather your scalp. That is the shit that I am on this evening. But we're going to have fun, though.
It's not even that, bro. If it's not tribalism, it might be some butt hurt feelings. Oh my God, y'all went there? We're going there. We're going there. Give y'all some
because
facts.
Like it's time. Like this shit been going on for almost 5 years. And y'all acting like, oh, this is fun. Yeah, this is fun until you get your ass whooped. You know? So, I mean, you know, this is our podcast is different from the others because we telling y'all the real fucking tea. We are telling y'all what is going on as podcasters, as fans. We are listening. We're on the streets listening to these fans. Mm-hmm. We are listening to some of these podcasts. As a matter of fact, Booker T, I'm gonna gather his extensions because motherfucker is probably one of the most two-faced ass porch monkey motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. But we gonna yeah. And motherfucker sensitive about that.
Well, I saw that comment. You said which one? I was like, man, you already know the answer, so I have to type it. So you know the answer now.
I really don't know the answer because Titus O'Neil. Bless his heart, he a little bit slow, but yeah, he's definitely not on the level of Booker T. But you know, whatever. But anywho. Let's give you some shout outs real quick. Well, to our guest, he's here. He's in the building. Willis, what's going on?
Well,
Ziggy, it's good. Steven, what's going on? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the stream. Lord Demetrius, Team Light Skin, what's going on? I was trying to get him on the show, but he said that he I guess he had to work or some shit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. But now y'all, we're gonna have a dope ass night. Just allow me to share the room real quick. So give me a moment.
Just give y'all a share moment, but we're gonna talk about WWE. We're gonna talk about AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And then we gonna get to the center of all this. What's causing all this?
And I think it's something y'all Fruity Pebbles, honestly, because like I've never seen any shit like this.
Like y'all the kind of people that y'all get a nice full boulder full of Fruity Pebbles and still need to add more sugar to it. So,
which I don't understand. It's already sugary. I mean, shit.
We'll figure you out. Because it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Like y'all beg for an alternative. Y'all get it. Then y'all
don't know what to do with it now.
You know? So we'll see what happens.
So like while we're doing this, give our audience a little take of what you've been doing for the last couple of months with these indie scenes and shit.
Oh yes. So speaking of that, last night we have in the independent organization called Virginia Championship Wrestling. Went down there, great show, fun. Again, an indie show could help you. It could really, if you're really tired of all this tribalism and you think wrestling is getting too much for you because of the fans and all this bickering, go to an indie show. It will really bring the love for wrestling back. Like you get to talk to the wrestlers, you get to know them. You get to meet some legendary Hall of Famers if they come through, or some people that have been to the big shows, and just the atmosphere. You get to see probably the same people, get to know them, and just like me, if you're a podcaster, wear your gear. You can be a walking billboard. never know, you might have some new people watching and stuff. So been doing that. For the past 2 weeks, I went to another one called Next Up Pro Wrestling, which we saw our sister, Big Daddy. Big Daddy was there, and soon she said she is ready to come back on, so we'll have her later on. And then did a side piece here for our YouTube called the art of excuse me, I'm sorry. many styles of wrestling. We did the first series, which was Japanese Strong Style. Check it out. It's up right now on the YouTube page. Me and Ziggy. Ziggy also got one with our brother 8-Bit, casual fans. And yeah, we're doing big things for our YouTube page. So 2024 will be big. We trying to get those numbers up. And yeah, man. I think the next step we gonna talk about that soon. Stormy's in catering.
I know.
Okay. The next big step, trying to go to these big shows and go to these press conferences and not make an ass of ourselves. But did I go there? Yeah, I mean to. Sure. Sure I didn't. But you know, it is what it is. So but we all gotta start from somewhere. So
yes, we do, even though we have to make an ass of ourselves, but don't do it worldwide though.
Oh man. Hey, it's called practice. You gotta make sure you practice.
Yeah, I don't want to practice worldwide. I mean, you should have been already ready.
Right.
You know, but
no shade.
All shade. Up here, like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, man. Don't bring him on here no more. I don't want him asking about my age.
Oh, I had to watch that live. Because I was like, when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I could see what's going on, but then then it happened. But you know, it is what it is. It's a learning experience for me.
Very much so.
I know I ain't gonna ask that damn question.
There's just some things I'm not gonna ask people, especially if I don't know you like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already shy, so I'm just like, okay, if I'm keep second guessing myself, more than likely, I don't think I'm going to answer. I don't think I'm going to ask them that question, because more than likely it's probably going to be very stupid. And then when it comes out, it's going to be, oh my God, you sound retarded, you know.
Like, what? And the camera be right on you and shit.
Right, and the camera right on me and talk about, damn, bitch, you on my nasty side. Like, damn, shit.
Damn. Like, it's right on you. So now everybody see you. And know that, in today's world, you're a screenshot away to be a meme. So calm down. There he is.
Oh my God, Bobby Brown. You come out with your next album?
Oh.
Is it Roni Part 2?
She's my tender Roni.
All the grandmas stole you with the pin.
Hey, Daddy. We were just talking about your ass too.
Hey. Oh, look. That light guy come on. Look good. The light guy come on now.
Hello. How you doing now, Miss Mosley? How you doing?
Hey.
Okay. Hey, Reese.
You gonna put a shirt on? What's up with the yellow white?
I know, right?
Yeah, man, because it's like, dude, that's because it's like 70 down here. That's why.
What's going on?
Reese up there feeling sexy this evening.
Right.
Here, let me go change since she on her.
Really?
No. We are not going to be moist. We are not going to be moist on here. Be moist when she come on the podcast. All right, y'all. So we're going to have an awesome show. Remember to like, share, and comment. You guys know what y'all supposed to do. You know the assignments, all right? All right, let's go ahead and get started, all right?
Let's go.
This is episode 236. Where is all of my shit? Oh, here it is. Okay, there we go.
Initiating system 1.
Wild card. Stormy.
DJ Red Flags.
The Holy Hill. Rocket Reese. 8-Bit. the real guard. Ziggy the Beast. El Jefe. The Enforcer.
System 1 loaded.
Let them feel that heel heat. Heels feel like the club, yeah, it's too sweet. Boots, we put heels to face. Check your heels for life, everybody's great. Oh, it's start time. Shout out Chris the founder, an amazing brother. Number uno, wild card, but never changing colors. It's Mr. Team, bring it, let the guy flex. PV boys to UETTs, but I digress. Ziggy the baby face on a heel show. Producer of the year, plus a vet with a steel toe. Ziggy the beast, he play stops with T.O. The heel they love to hate, more shots than Tito. DJ Red Flags, nah you shouldn't challenge him. And the enforcers, the black on Anderson, Mr. Attention Getter. He is the attention. Now it's getting stormy. We make great impressions. Said Rollins ain't a problem. It'll sound trippy. Montez 2.0 from the Mound City. I know what you're thinking. What a great team. And it's been Heels for Life since 2018. Let them feel that heel heat. Heels for Life the club. Yeah, it's too sweet. Big boots. We put heels to face. We are Heels for Life, everybody's great. Let's go. We're at the SmackDown Hotel having a cookout. Rockin' with Reese, encyclopedia books out. We need that all sports talk. This is a Reese cap, cooking with the real Garland. What's the feedback? The only double J he respects is me. I was a tweener, played the middle like a referee. No more bearded baby face, I'm the holy heel. King Ace on the printer like I know that's real. He's 18-bit. With that Macho Man flavor, all my 16s bit sound like we're playing on the Saint. We keep it raw in a Monday, and Alex brings that nitro to a Sunday. El Jefe, the heels don't give an F.A. Eddie had La Raza, me I got El Gente. We be the face without the foundation. It's the Heels for Life podcast. Stop hating. Let them feel that heel heat. Heels for Life.
What's going on, wrestling true believers? It's a great day in the Minda. You already know who we are. This is the hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast for another episode of 236. She is Shabby, you know what I'm saying, tonight. We have a special guest from TikTok. He is one of my good friends. He is also a digital creator. His name is Anthony Blackwell Jr. We're gonna give him his flowers. We're gonna we're not gonna get into his business and shit, but anyway, what's going on, there? Bring your ass on here, Jesus.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome back.
The true heel. I'm here, baby.
I need to get like him. I need see that energy Big Daddy just had for when he came on. That's how I need her to be for me. Me
and Big Daddy go way back. You ain't on that level.
I got these goggles. I got these goggles so I can be ready. But oh no, what she do, Anthony? You know.
But Anthony, welcome to the show, bro. So first of all, who are you? How you got into the business? What are you doing? Man. Who are you doing? Anyway.
Wait, what?
What you doing? No, I'm just playing. Let's scratch that. Okay, anyway. What's up, bro? Tell us about you.
Yeah, listen, I'm a content creator. Started probably about 5 years ago. Started doing a number of different podcasts. One of them, not going to go through every single one of them, but one of them ended up being a pro wrestling podcast talking about mainstream wrestling and the local independent scene. It then turned into being invited to independent shows and interviewing talent, doing commentary, production, ring announcing. I refereed 2 matches. I've done everything besides wrestle, because that's not what I want to do. But been in the business now for about 2 years. That's where the podcast left me. And then still during that run, been interviewing talent and still doing commentary here and there.
Awesome.
Okay.
Trying to get like you, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, man, just as long as you turn your camera on and record and talk and show love to the scene, it's not a hard door to get into. They welcome pretty much everybody. That's why we have to cancel so many, because they bring in the wrong people sometimes.
Feel you on that. So where are you from, man?
I am from Northeast Pennsylvania. If I told you the small little coal region town I'm from, you wouldn't know. But it's we'll just say we're near Harrisburg in that area. Pretty much the home Northeast PA area, the home of where pretty much most of the Wild Samoans end up. And I'm in the mecca of professional wrestling between Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, all that whole area.
Tri-state.
Yeah,
The true tri-state, I call it.
So are you going to WrestleMania 40?
I do not know. I'm gonna be honest. Right now, without getting too deep or sentimental or sad boy on you, it's been a tough 5 months financially in my life. I had a lot of major changes, and money's kind of tough. And if I'm gonna save up for a wrestling trip, maybe you'll hear my alliance when we get into this Cold War bit. But I will be saving up my pennies to go back to London, England for All In Part 2.
Ooh.
I'd much rather go to England than to Philadelphia to watch WWE. That's just my opinion.
Really? Why is that? Listen.
First off,
That's
London's
perfect for the debate.
I need to interview you, one-on-one, because I'm just like, I got a whole bunch of questions to ask you. But that is the first one I want to ask you. So you want to go to the UK instead of going to WrestleMania?
Listen, I like WWE, but right now, so storyline wise, now it is turning around for me. I am more excited to watch weekly wrestling on WWE product, but WWE hasn't done it for me in the past 3 to 4 years. AEW has been my niche, and AEW has been a platform where I've watched people come from the independent scene, then get their opportunities, and I got to watch people who I watch wrestle in the Northeast area wrestle in Wembley Stadium and wrestle at Progress and Defy the weekend of All In because other wrestling programs were happening. Like, I got to go see my boy Casey Navarro wrestle Nick Wayne in Defy Wrestling in person in a different country. I got to see the guy who trained most of the people I'm friends with in the indie scene, Orange Cassidy and Eddie Kingston and Claudio, wrestle in the UK. Like, it's just more of a niche for me, and I like that more.
That's what's up. Do anybody else got any anything y'all want to ask Ant before we proceed with our agenda?
No, you kind of answered one question. I was going to say, so did you go to All In last year? You already answered that.
Yeah, I was there. I do have one quick plug, too. You said you go to the independent scenes. I have my last booking of the year coming up on the 16th. I will be at the legendary Hamburg Fieldhouse. They will be doing their very last wrestling show ever there because somebody just bought the building and it will no longer be used as a wrestling venue. If you don't know what the legendary Hamburg Fieldhouse is, back in the day in the WWF, that was one of the territory buildings. That was Vince Senior's building. His lights are still above the ring. The Jimmy Snuka coconut spot to Roddy Piper happened in that building. Dusty Rhodes empty arena promo happened in that building. Andre wrestled there. ECW wrestled there, and we will be doing the final wrestling show. And I've been asked by AXW Wrestling that Kevin Kelly from AEW owns to come in and do commentary, so I'm very excited for that.
Really? That's what's up, man. I'm all the flowers go out to you, brother. I'm so happy to have you on here, especially on this episode, because we need to break.
The majority of the thing is just go support your independent wrestling scene. Go seek it out. Go watch it. Go support it.
I totally agree. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead with the first order of business, which is WWE reviews and news. So this past week, basically, the aftermath after Survivor Series. I mean, the story is CM Punk, basically. So the only thing that I can honestly say is that I can't believe that I sat for 3 hours awaiting a epic promo from CM Punk. Now, don't get it twisted. I do not care for CM Punk at all. I don't. I have my reasons, and it's legit reasons. But I just think that whatever crackhead was running Raw, I just really believe that you should have at least gave CM Punk at least more than 4 minutes to do his promo. And the promo wasn't even that good. On top of that, this man said he was at home. And I'm just like, okay, well, nigga, where were you in 2021?
He was getting
if that was the case. Go ahead.
scared me.
Vacation apparently.
Yeah, he was
Listen,
on vacation.
Yeah, he was on vacation, all right. But
Yeah.
listen, we everybody know I said this last week. This could have been or should have been their highest or their most viewership. That's what everybody go by now. Show in a long time. Because everybody wanted to see what CM Punk's gonna do. Because everybody want to know what CM Punk's gonna say. Is he gonna bash AEW? Is he gonna say this, that? So if you know this is gonna happen, why not give? And you know you're gonna have him at the end of the show. Why not give your best effort on the show? Give us some good matches. Give us some type of showcase, so people like, okay, so this is who y'all got on here, blah blah. Between the 3 hours, the only thing I was interested in, first of all, shout out to Randy Orton because no one saw Daddy's back comic coming out and Daddy's back and all this stuff. And then we probably had 1-2 good matches, but that's nobody talking about. No, everybody's waiting for CM Punk. Everybody and y'all kept teasing this. Oh, CM Punk, the greatest return back, and all this stuff. And then we get him. If that didn't sound like the most corporate scripted shit I ever heard him ever do, probably the last time he ever did a promo was like around right before he was going against the Shield. When
I told you what happened.
He was bored with it.
So apparently he's on a behavioral.
He was backstage
in his contract.
He was backstage, and they said, "All right, you're gonna go out there, do exactly what I just told you. Don't you dare veer off. Let's wrap this up. Let's go."
Well, there's two reasons for what happened here.
Go ahead, bro.
One, he also, the rumor is he signed an NDA with AEW that he can't go on TV and bash the company. That's a rumor. If that's the case, and that's a new interesting way of your contract clause going forward, is if you get fired or you leave, you can't go and defame our character or our TV program on your next show. That might be the new move of your contract ending to get out of your contract or stuff like that. Like, hey, we'll let you go, but you have to sign here that you can't say anything. Now, also, WWE has played this game before where they do the shots back and forth. They're not doing that again because when they did that, that sent people over to their rivals channel. Their rivals were putting on a better show, and WCW started winning the Monday Night Wars. So why are you gonna go on and have him go on there and say something so then people then tune into Wednesday to hear the rebuttal shot?
So Steven in the comments, he said number one, because he said some very interesting things. He said figure Punk would take the whole hour of Raw commercial free with a promo. That is interesting. Then he also said that Bruce Pritchard was in charge that night. Also, well, Mr. Pritchard should be fired, like for real, because like I can book Raw better than you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, but they was like in a lose-lose situation anyway, because like number one, nobody wants to see Randy Orton versus the Dirty Bottom. I mean, what's his name?
Dirty Dom has been carrying Monday Night Raw. Okay, Dirty Dom.
Can you define carrying though? Define carrying for me, please.
By getting booed?
Okay, you need a go-to match real quick with somebody? Boom, Dominic has been there. You need eyes on NXT? Boom, Dominic has been there. You need mommy to have a thirsty moment? Boom, Dominic is there.
Damn.
What else you want him to do? Dominic Mysterio has been the MVP of Monday Night Raw, right up under Gunther. It's Gunther and Dominic. They're right there. Those two are Raw.
Is that before or after? Is that with or without Rhea though, Stormy though? Because when Rhea's with them, yeah, Dominic may be the MVP, but when he out or no, then yeah, he was kind of like how he was with Ray, like just before the heel turn.
But the thing is with that match, just like I said for Survivor Series, Ray didn't take that many bumps in Survivor Series, so they wanted to test it out because if we knew that he's gonna go to SmackDown, and because during the promo he said everybody got receipts and the whole bloodline, which we all found out later. Of all people, Jay come, hey man, just want to say I'm sorry.
Man,
no, you should have got RKO first. Like, listen,
he really should have.
Hey, if you want me to accept the apology, you gotta take this RKO. You gotta take this because you was part of the system. After that, I'm gonna do worse to them. but he didn't do that. Then you got
he had to win the match.
Drew McIntyre situation. When Drew McIntyre situation, he was like all forgiven, blah, blah, blah. So I want the world title. And everything was cool until we find out that Jey Uso is getting a title shot. This motherfucker went mental. He went mental.
Now, Mr. Team Light Skin that's in the comments. Okay, he said, "Hater Heel Nation knows that Dom is the MVP delusional." First of all, you will swallow anything that comes your way anyway. Okay. Now, once again, I digress. You can swallow whatever you want. You can swallow your pride. You can swallow Twinkie sauce. You can do whatever. But at the same time, do not come up here and tell me that dirty body is carrying raw. Don't do that. What? I'm so tired of these WWE fans being moist. I'm tired of them.
No, but hear me out though.
For you, though.
But wait though. But this is what they did though. This is how they got the whole world. Oh, yes, sir. I'll do it, sir. Right after the CM Punk announcement. Right after the CM Punk announcement, here comes Adam Pearce talking. Oh, there's going to be the whole first hour is going to be commercial free. He knew good well we was all watching thinking that CM Punk was going to talk. And then what they give us? That tag team, hurry up, let's get the Creed Brothers over tournament thing.
And I'm like, who are these fucking Oscar Mayer wieners? Like, who are they?
Well, listen. Well,
I'm
gonna say this because you was impressed with the Creed Brothers not that long ago when you saw the Steel Cage. When you saw that,
was this a year ago?
No, just a couple weeks ago.
I didn't watch NXT a couple.
No. We showed you. When I say you watched it, we showed you. And you was like, "Holy shit, that was a good match."
Yeah,
you know what? The thing, and they powerbomb at the same time.
Yeah, that's you.
That was it.
You said that was a good. You said it was a good match. I ain't saying you watch it. I'm not gonna say that.
You might be right. Right. So the transition from NXT to the main roster. Never mind.
But this is the thing. This is the thing what they did. And I at first, like y'all said, it gave us an hour free. Supposed to be an hour free. So I'm like, okay, he gonna come out. He gonna do his thing. That's what it is. That's everybody thought that was gonna happen. This is one thing I got about that tag team turmoil shit. You buried. You buried. Who? Help me out here.
DIY
or DIY.
They were already buried.
DIY was DIY was buried, was dead on arrival. Like they remember. It was too.
I'm not gonna say buried. I'm gonna say nobody cares. That's what I'm gonna say.
They was dead on arrival. I ain't say they was buried. I said they was dead on arrival. The blanket was over them already. The blanket with the toe tag was on them already. So
it shouldn't even be like that because, like, number one, dude, like we're talking about Johnny Gargano, one of the hottest motherfuckers in NXT, comes over to the main roster and no one knows him. No one gives a fuck about him. Like, are we living in the same universe, or like, I mean, what is going on here?
I'm gonna say what happened. When he got called up, we all wanted the way. That's what everybody wanted on the main roster. We was like, oh my God, we're about to get the way on main roster. Then they released Dexter Lumis. Then Indy Hartwell vanished. Candice LeRae, I think she was pregnant, so she got pregnant. Then Gargano got hurt. Theory became Vince McMahon's sugar baby. So it was just weird what's going on. Like, because if somebody who was watching NXT, the way was like, I liked the way. It was hilarious. There was a little made-up family. We watched Indy and Dexter get married, and then boom.
Hell, sorry, can I get another
problem? The problem is WWE doesn't consider NXT under the Vince McMahon era a brand. So anything that happens in that universe doesn't carry over to the main roster.
Right. It's like it happened in NXT, but right here, like just like back in the day with the Black and Gold situation. Yeah, it happened there, but up here, you're a whole new character. Like what they did with Pop, they tried to get him with fucking cape. You know,
the same thing with CM Punk's promo. They said go out there and cut a promo, but the way that the universe, the way the WWE universe sees you is you left, and now you're back. Everything in between, that's not our brand. We don't want to hear about it.
It didn't happen. It don't make whatever happened outside of WWE. don't happen. Never.
It's like it's like when someone plays another character for the DC universe and they come in there join Marvel. They don't be like, "Yo, remember that time we wore that costume?" No, you're part of our universe. That doesn't exist.
Right.
Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Chris Evans is a prime example.
That's the sad part.
Hold on one second. I think Reese, did you have something that you want to add?
Yeah, you know what's the sad part when it comes to NXT? I think like ECW, well, the WWE ECW got more respect for as a brand than NXT ever has. Because
NXT was from the start a developmental brand, and they could never shake that stigma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even at the one time when they had that one Survivor Series when it was Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, which by the way I still say Vince said.
Don't talk about it because I'm gonna start crying. Because stay debate with me. They're so much better. What's the thing, man?
Yeah.
Look, you want to bring that up. Like this is the thing. If everybody, I said this before, if Vince McMahon did not create it, he's not gonna give a damn about it. And NXT was outshining his main roster. Those takeovers was way better than the main roster on pay-per-views. He didn't like it. He didn't like it at all.
Some love real quick with Sean. I just watched an interview. I don't know if you watched Chris Van Vliet at all, but Van Vliet just had on Swerve Strickland. And Strickland said while he was in NXT, Sean went and watched all of his independent stuff and said, what makes you special? Because why is it not working for us? And then they said, we need to change and accommodate your style to make you shine and be more successful. That is something WWE has lacked for the past 10 years.
For years.
This the bad thing about that. This the bad thing about that, because we said this last week, Chris. They are trying to catch up. They're trying to catch up with.
But I mean, bro, like you are 50 light years ahead of everybody else. It makes no sense that you literally have to catch up to an infant that's only 5 years old.
But
that makes no sense to me.
But the thing is, like you just said with the interview, seeing like with Shawn Michaels, I gotta even say Triple H and William Regal, they all went to these places, the indies, and looked and see what was happening in wrestling, and they was putting it on NXT, and that's why NXT was much better, storylines, matches, quality, all that stuff. But then when they gotta go to the main roster, you gotta slow down. You gotta do this pace. You gotta do this pace. Like, look at the difference between a Ricochet in NXT and a Ricochet on the main roster.
Ricochet is phenomenal.
Ricochet, I mean, it's crazy. That's how it is. But like you said, that Chris on interview I showed them too. Is this what he says? Like he said, Shawn Michaels watched all the indies. Shawn Michaels texts him like, "Hey, all right, this is what Trish wants from you. You think you can do it?" He's like, "Sure, I can do it." Hey, look what happened. He brought on the Strickland that we all saw the indies into NXT. The dude was $1 million. He brought in Hit Row. We said this a million times. There's no Hit Row without Swerve. We've seen that happen. That came to true. But when he got to the main roster, they didn't even get a chance to see what he could do in the main roster because he got let go the first fucking episode.
I feel like that Vince McMahon meme. I just want to.
I'm not even gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that name because that name right there is the reason why we got the Swerve we got now. That chip on his shoulder, and what he learned from Shawn Michaels, and now what he's putting or what he already had, it's $1 million. And damn it, Tony Khan, if you watch the show, which I know you do, you watch this show. Hey,
yeah, he didn't steal my ideas.
Don't fumble this. God damn it, don't fumble this. So that's all I gotta say about that one.
What you say, Stormy?
I said Tony Khan, also Triple H too. They didn't watch some of the stuff for this podcast because I didn't say some stuff on her, and then boom, it happens on TV. Y'all keep stealing my stuff one more time.
Stormy, that has been like the entire existence when it comes to like WCC. We'll say something, and then like not even a week after we say it, boom, here it goes on TV, and it's like, yeah,
it's almost like a company listens to the fans and gives you what you should get, and they make it make sense.
I just want to say, cut the check, cut the check. I got kids. Cut the check.
So let's go on.
WWE was so bad they had to come out and cut a promo saying, "We haven't been listening. We've been doing what we want. It sucks. We're gonna change tomorrow." And we're still waiting for that change.
It's like a 5-year plan. It's gonna take 18 years to develop.
Yeah.
Roman.
Shut up.
Let's go to did you guys want to talk about NXT?
I have really nothing with NXT right now.
I don't either.
Well, my only thing is, I feel like the story is going to be that Andre Chase used money from the D'Angelo family to fund Chase U. That's going to be the big scandal.
Yeah.
Gambling problems. I need them to hurry up with this Carmelo and Trick thing. Like, quit teasing me. Just let them fight already.
So with that one, I think me and Reese talked about this earlier. So with that one is they got the last chance match this week. Carmelo should win that one, and then during the match, Chick is about to win the match. Carmelo costs him the match. And then it comes out that he's the one who attacked him in the back. It's an old WWE thing. Who attacked who in the parking lot and all that shit. No. They strung that out last week. That's the one thing I remember because Booker said, "Well, we just saw him go win. We didn't see him.
I love that one.
Yeah, we didn't see him go. We didn't see him be doing nobody. We don't go. You know how Booker T goes. So they go stretch that shit out some more." And
that's
gonna come out.
WWE is the king of the pizza party. That's 100%. Can we get a raise? You want some pizza?
Wow.
The fact that happened to me before is hilarious. That happened.
90% of jobs do.
Yeah. So we're gonna. I guess we're gonna just Let's go to SmackDown. I did not watch SmackDown, so you guys can talk about it if y'all want to.
There's only one thing worth talking about.
Oh yeah, about to say there's only one thing worth.
Giving them damn RKOs out to Nick Aldis,
but he couldn't RKO Jay.
Yeah.
Right.
So Jay was right there.
I was confused at that because why did they do a Batista contract signing 2.0 on SmackDown? Like the motherfucker had the contracts like Batista did. Like,
yep.
Then he dropped the Raw one and RKO'd, and of course he had to bring the daddies back and told him to call Roman. So they pretty much set up the Royal Rumble already. We already said they already start the road to WrestleMania already. They dropped the mic. Royal Rumble is going to be Randy Orton against Roman Reigns. Whenever Roman comes back off his couch.
So basically, they're giving Roman another Scooby snack.
Yep.
No, this is a big one. This is a damn Scooby sandwich. She about to have one of those stacked sandwiches, you know.
I mean, once again, there is nothing. I want Roman to lose so bad and get this shit over with and go on vacation. Now, I'm not going to Stormy. I'm not going to say that Roman does not know how to wrestle. He is entertaining.
Don't get me started.
Wait. Pause. Calm down. All I'm just going to say is this. It's 3 years too fucking long. It's time for them to stop playing. Stop with this fucking money shit because it just seems like every time I turn around, when we talk about WWE, money is always like attached to that shit. In every fucking situation, money. I don't give a fuck about the fucking money. I care about the quality versus the quantity. That's what fans need to be worried about since they want to be up in. And then on top of that, this is money that you're not even getting. You putting money into the wheel, but you're not getting it back. Go ahead, Stormy.
But here's my thing, though. I'm just going to piggyback off of you because I said before about, hey, Roman's been, champ for a while. He's not doing anything. Oh, well, Roman brings money. But if I turn on football, I see Undertaker, Jay Cargill, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. I turn on soccer, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Titus O'Neil. Hey, Marvel just dropped a movie. Titus O'Neil, Bayley, Naomi was at the event. World Series, Undertaker, Titus O'Neil. Y'all keep telling me Roman is this big draw. But like I said, during this entire run, he's done about 6 TV shows in 3 years. He's done late night. I think he did a couple interviews. So what is this big draw? Because when Rey Mysterio had the belt, he was at the football game. Gunther has been to soccer matches. Gunther has done interviews on TV.
Gunther was at a football game.
But what is Roman doing? Matter of fact, Roman and his cousin, Dwayne Johnson, was at College Game Day. Roman is an ex-college player. I don't think Roman's old school, Georgia Tech, would have an issue with him coming to do something for homecoming. Hell, you were on the same team as Calvin Johnson. Did y'all know that? Megatron and Roman Reigns were on the same team. You could be at the Detroit game, but what is Roman doing?
It's like
what money? What money?
I'm telling you right now, and I'm not making no excuses for him. I'm really not. I'm trying to make some sense of this. I really am. But my thing with Roman is this: it was cool the first year. It was cool when it started dying down, and then y'all made some more sense. Y'all pulled that layer back. It was cool the second year, but god damn it, man, the third year is not the same. Like, dude, you it's like you decrease your time on TV. Like, you only had like 11 matches this year, 11, and not even I mean, probably in-house shows, because I know it's not fucking TV matches. So with Roman, I think people was like, you know what? Especially me, I'm with the old school shit. Like, yo, you can't defend the title in 30 days. Give it up. But they, like you said, they want to bring up the money. Oh, when we announce him, it's something big. But he only come in, and remember, this is the same Roman who complained when Brock Lesnar was doing the same shit.
It's almost like they're trying to do that same storyline, huh?
It's like okay. It's like when we was in the pandemic in the Thunderdome, we see that Roman had he changed his character. He got this range and all this stuff. We get the fans back. You see the fans like him now. You see the fans cheering him now. Oh, no. We want y'all to hate him. Now we want y'all to hate him. So we got to take him away. No, motherfucker, he was making y'all money. He was making y'all money with these appearances.
I'm telling you, there's going to be a loophole. We're going to get another Roman Brock. There's going to be a loophole. I'm telling you.
Stop.
Brock is going to find a loophole.
Stop.
Remember these days.
The only way we get Roman Brock in if it's a triple threat, and it's Brock, Roman, and CM Punk with Paul Heyman on a forklift match.
Remember that. We booked it. Remember that.
Wow.
We booked it.
It's not a good booking, but that's the only way it's happening.
No, it's not.
I mean, you know what? Now thinking about it, that's actually not a bad storyline, because all of them have had Paul Heyman as advocate. So that's a triple threat. I mean, like that.
Remember this. December 3rd, Stormy Carter. There's going to be a triple threat. Brock Lesnar going to find his way back to that title scene.
Here's what the thing with Roman real quick is he was the baby face. He was shoved down our throat. Then they turned him heel, and everyone started cheering him. And they're like, "Oh, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to hate him because he was getting booed anyway." So then he goes to the bloodline thing. It was fine. First year, it was good. Then it was dying out, like you said. Insert Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens can fix everything. So they go in and make it good. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do at WrestleMania because they were on the fence with either Cody or if The Rock was going to come do business. I don't think, my personal take, I know nothing inside. This is just my personal opinion. I think Rock was pulling a Hogan. I think Rock said, "I'll come in and win the first one, brother, and then I'll drop it back to you later." Old school business. And I don't think that WWE wanted that. I think, no, man, the way this story ends is you come in and you hand the tribal chief his throne, and we carry this guy to the promised land. We don't want the Hulk Hogan name attached to us. We want our homegrown guy that we created a name for him, a brand for him. Everything about him is ours. We want him to be the longest reigning WWE champion. That's the name in our record book we want forever.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that that's what happened to Cody Rhodes? It's like they just basically said, we're going to push you to the moon, but you're going to get the rub, but you're not going to get the title.
I thought for sure once Cody lost at Mania, I thought Cody was going to, because Cody's big thing is he likes to recreate old storylines and do things his dad did. I thought for sure Cody was going to do a hard times thing where he lost and needed to fight his way back, and he's going to get back to Roman Reigns. There's not much time, but there's no. He went and became tag team champion. He went and did all Cody is still this giant, I'm smiling in your face. He's not connecting with his dad the way the audience did. They like him because he's Cody Rhodes, but he's not your blue collar American dream baby. Because here's the thing, Dusty wore suits and stuff, but Dusty also was a blue collar. He was believable as blue collar. Cody looks like a billionaire when he's out there.
Exactly.
This is my thing. This is my thing with that, and I'm going to repeat this to the crowd because it will make more sense. It's not working, Cody. The smiling, the kissing baby's not working. We need the true American nightmare, the man that wore his daddy's fur coat, the one that had kissed the ring and said the Bullet Club.
That's why he ran away from AEW in the first place.
But see, that's what I'm saying. The crowd AEW was telling you what they want. We want asshole Cody. So if you go to WrestleMania, you get the opportunity. Now you got to get on your mind like, okay, by any means necessary, I need to finish this story. Best way to do it to me, kick Roman the goddamn nuts, do the crossroad, the crowd like, oh, he didn't win it fairly. He's like, fuck y'all, I gotta win this shit the way I want to win it if I want to finish the story. And then,
like I said, Seth kind of did the same thing with Brock a couple years ago.
I mean, but at the time, that's when everybody wanted the belt off of Brock, and we thought we were gonna get the damn Universal title back, and then they did the bamboozle, and he had to win it again. This time, like, it would make sense. Like, now you talking about you need to finish your story. You lost your chance. Remember, you kissed the baby there. You lost your chance. And the reason why I say he kind of started like the hard what you said, hard times. It started that way when Brock Lesnar destroyed his ass at WrestleMania, and he had to go through that and all that stuff. And then the reason for me that it's not connecting, and I'm sorry to cut you off there, it's like they forgot. They know Roman's the champ, but nobody cares that Roman's the champ. Like, how do you have a title that's prestigious and this title reign so prestigious when the past 2 years nobody cared about it? Not even people in the company are like, hey, if I beat you, does it mean like I go fight the champion? Nobody cares. Same with the tag team division. Nobody cares who the champions are. And between the tag team champion, everything the Bloodline has been involved in, the tag team championship and the world championship, it's like they don't care about the title. They just want to fight each other. But the end result is, well, you can't really take our belt because we're trying to break records. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that we talk about storytelling. Everybody's so critical about AEW and the storytelling and shit. But yet WWE does the same exact shit.
If you don't like the Bloodline or Judgment Day, what other storylines are being told in WWE to care about?
Exactly. And I was going to say that, like, think about this from WrestleMania Night 1. We had the Usos, who was the longest reigning tag team champions, going against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Story right there. Perfect ending. They ended the Usos title reign. Wake up, Reese. I'm
just like, wait.
All right, they ended the title reign. It was perfect. It was beautiful, and they were like, "Oh, happy days tomorrow, day 2. They gonna end the Bloodline story right then and there." No, it didn't happen that way. But and then at the Judgment Day got the tag title. It seemed like they doing a Bloodline type storyline, but a little bit better though to me because it's fighting in the Judgment Day. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen. They gonna turn on Priest, all this stuff. Yes. But it's still not freaking bringing nobody in. It's like within the Judgment Day. It's not bringing who they got lined up for the tag team titles.
Here's the insane thing. You want me to believe I'm watching a soap opera. At the end of the day, it's entertainment, right? It's a sports entertainment program. So let's just break it down like they're superheroes, right? So we have a team over there who are just dominating our realm, right? Now I'm a solo guy. We're all solo guys here, and we're all like, yo, these 6 people are just tearing the show apart. Like, we can't stop them. Yo, y'all want to just go fuck them up? You want to team up? Like, no one's doing that. For 3 years, everyone just like, they let the Bloodline destroy the whole company. Now they let Judgment Day, and everyone just kind of like, we don't care.
It's
not a believable story. Like, no,
it's
like
repeating itself. It's repeating itself.
And if your goal is, and I'm going to try to retract here, but if your goal is to pull the Roman Reigns that you did with Brock Lesnar because you didn't have anything creative for him and he ran through your entire roster 3 times, so you're going to make him disappear to make your title seem more valuable, and it's going to piss the audience off. Because here's the problem: every promo Drew McIntyre cut that entire time was, "Where's our champion? Where's our champion?" And every time he beats someone, he's like, "Brock, that's for you, baby." And then they finally touched. He eliminates him in the Royal Rumble, and then he goes on and wins a title. Big excitement, but then a pandemic hit, so it didn't work. But if your whole process is, we want Roman to get that same heel heat, and then when he shows up, people are going to be mad. They're going to put on the dirt sheets, Roman's not coming here. Roman's not coming again, to try to entice anger because it's the only way they can get it without him being physically on screen. Cody's on the other brand. And now you moved Randy to that. Like, so we have to wait for Rumble for Cody to win back-to-back Rumbles for it to make sense again. It's just like,
I don't think
pull the trigger or don't.
A good idea. I was
about to ask, do you think it would be a good idea to have him win back-to-back Rumbles? That's like some Hulk Hogan shit to do.
Did Roman win back-to-back?
Booking wise right now, how do you book it?
That's what we don't like. That's the only to get Cody to face Roman, that's the only way possible.
Yeah,
because it don't make sense. He's on Raw, he's on SmackDown. How you remember when he was tag team champions and Cody and Jay came in and they met each other? He said, "You're on the wrong show, boy. You're on the wrong show."
Yep.
I think personally, I don't think they know who's facing Roman in Philly. I think they have 3 or 4 names in their head. I don't think Cody's the clear cut.
Oh no!
I would have said Cody. I would have said Cody all day long until last year. I would have going into that Mania. I was like, Cody is guaranteed walking out of Mania with the title. Like it's guaranteed. And then it didn't happen. You're like, all right. So we watched for the entire year. We're like, where are we going now? You know what I mean?
3 main factors. LA Knight got hot.
I had no faith in the LA Knight run though.
Me neither.
You sacrificed.
Yeah, LA Knight. Who else? Seth Rollins, he got hot, but I don't know. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know about that one, but that was shaky. The big one that like just threw everything out of whack is CM Punk. Like literally,
you forgot one. You forgot one. You forgot one. He's off and waiting right now. It happened when Cena was there, and they just forgot about it. We just gonna forget when the Bloodline attacked AJ Styles, and they're about to start feuding with the club.
Honestly, who gives a fuck about AJ Styles right now?
I would love if they cared about AJ Styles, but nothing makes me believe.
But I'm just saying, I'm like, well, there was 2 of them. Because remember, at first, there was about to do, Sheamus was about to run it back, and they just dropped that out of nowhere. Sheamus.
Again, who gives a damn about Sheamus?
Oh, first of all, listen to people out there. To me, I probably by myself, this could be a full circle moment. WrestleMania Night 2. Sheamus, Roman Reigns, because when Roman won his first world title, who beat him as a confetti was dropping? It was Sheamus. So
can I ask y'all? Can we be on Gunther real quick? Until Gunther lost weight, did anyone truly care about Gunther?
No.
It was me. No.
Let me talk to them real quick. When I was in the UK, we talked to fans over there. And you know what? People in UK didn't even care about NXT UK. They still watched the independent scene. They didn't, and it had the whole roster was there. Everyone, like, it was the who's who of UK wrestling was in a WWE formed company, and Gunther was the face of it, and nobody cared. The company went
crazy.
down.
I like that you
talking about Walter.
I like how you brought that up. I like how you brought it up because.
But is Gunther your world champion who you put on your cups, that you put on the trailer, that you send? Like he's not. He's a good transitional heel champion to make somebody else popular in a couple months. But here's my take. I'm going to say it now. Gunther is going to drop the title before Mania, and he's going to drop it to Drew McIntyre.
I got Bronson reading my story. I got Bronson reading my
Drew
story.
McIntyre, Sheamus at Mania, and Sheamus is going to win the title at Mania and walk out he's going to end his career in WWE holding everything he's supposed to hold.
Now, when it comes to that, first of all, let me agree with you on that one because Walter was huge in Progress, ICW, WXW. We big fans of Walter, but like you said in WWE when he lost all that weight and he looked like he haven't ate for like 5 years. But dude, will he be a good world heavyweight champion? I ain't say WWE champion. I was saying because everybody's like some people got that pencil in for Seth against him. Once he dropped his
CM Punk all day long.
We already know that. Now it is.
You don't need him to win Elimination Chamber. You don't need him to win a Rumble. You just say, I don't like you, you don't like me, we're fighting.
But before CM Punk came, that was the idea. Was for Gunther to go against Seth. But now that like Christian said, CM Punk got here, it's a wrench of the whole damn whatever they had on that board just got wiped. Look. And sometimes realism is good for business because that was some beautiful. Motherfuckers like, oh, he's really mad. That was beautiful to me. I'm sorry, it was. Seth really did not like CM Punk. But also Roman don't like CM Punk. But Roman, he said, "Freaky, I do business if it, But
here's a quick question. The only reason here's my hot take. I think when the CM Punk thing happened the first time at the press conference when he got in trouble and got in the fist fight, I think he was shopping the waters if he can go back or not the first time. And I think WWE told him, if the door opens, we'll love to have you. I think that's exactly what happened. And then all of a sudden, when that all happened, then they started doing interviews because people want to start digging up the drama. So they went on an interview and said, what do you think about the Phil Brooks situation over? And all the WWE people were like, I hate him. He's a piece of garbage. He was a problem there. He's a problem here. If he comes here, I'm going to beat his ass. Because if they say that when he walks in the door, you've already made money on a promo. So he goes in and cuts his whole I love you promo at the very end, goes, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. Every single person in that elimination chamber or in the war games, when his music hit, they all acted the same way. Drew McIntyre was already out of the arena and supposedly left before Punk's music ever hit. So was he mad about the War Games or was he mad about the CM Punk? No, but we'll ride it because everyone hates CM Punk. Now we have all these fantasy because they don't want him here.
Well, for Drew, that was clarified. He had like a little injury on his eye thing. Yeah. He was worried about that. But before the situation with the brawl, Seth was the only person that actually showed true hatred to CM Punk when he came back from backstage. Mm-hmm. He came from backstage. He was trying to call him out during the show, which he got in trouble for, and stuff. He and they've been on a Twitter beef. That's when on backstage, CM Punk was like, "Well, Seth need to do is stay off of Twitter and worry about it." And he said, "Who the fuck are you to talk about?" you know, they was going back and forth. So it was a plant. The seed was planted back then before that happened. Then you got the situation here and there, when he got on it. Oh, Philly Phil, he was a cancer there. He's the cancer hero. Blah. Like I said, the real
didn't CM Punk create didn't he? Wasn't his idea to make the Shield?
That's what they said. That's what they said.
So you hate the guy who's a horror cancer who essentially started your stable that jumpstarted your career.
Watch this. Someone just posted it. So that's what I hate with meat clickbait shit, because they always cut a certain thing instead of showing the whole thing afterwards. Mm-hmm. So after he says this in an interview, he said, I must give him his respect because he opened the door for me, Roman, and Dean to come on the main roster and blah, blah, blah. So I hate when people does that, like get that clickbait that's short and they always do that one part, but don't show the rest of the interview. But I finally got to see it. Yeah, he gives his respect, but you could respect somebody and still don't like him.
I think if you look from an outside perspective on the CM Punk situation, Daniel Bryant, the Shield, and I mean, probably we can, if I really, really dig deep enough, I could probably find more. There has been more people that he has spoke up for and have launched their careers than ever hindering anybody. I don't think CM Punk's intention in a backstage is to genuinely piss people off. I think he tells people stuff that they probably don't want to hear because it might go against their look or their character or their ego. But I think if you listen to his advice, I think he has a decent mind for the business, and it will benefit you if you listen to the veteran or to the guy who's been there. And I think that was the problem in AEW is a lot of the locker room liked CM Punk, but the elite didn't. And they're the clique. They are the modern day Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Yeah. They are their version in AEW of that. They didn't like CM Punk, and they have their little guys who are team them. But it was a 50-50 split. A lot of people didn't hate CM Punk there. Just the right people who have access to the dirt sheets didn't like CM Punk.
Cry me
so
a river.
First, let me go to Stormy and Reese, because I know Stormy been trying to say something for the last 10 minutes. So Stormy, what did you want to say?
It was going to be to his take about the IC title with Gunther. I had it at I had him dropping it at the Elimination Chamber in Australia to Bronson Reed to give him that big home crowd, big win. Or the second option was to the guy who he keeps calling out in interviews, Brock Lesnar. And I
think they open up Lesnar. I think they get everyone thinks Gunther for the title at Mania, but I think I can honestly see Sheamus coming back and beating him before Mania. So then maybe he goes into Mania as the champ and then drops it to Drew. Like I have it flip-flopped either way, because I think Sheamus is the type of guy who I think once he comes back, I think this is his last run. And I think he wants McIntyre to be the guy to end his career or to be his last match, to like one of those, because they're friends. But I think Gunther Lesnar happens without a title involved. I don't think Gunther is your IC champion. I think that happens at Mania. That's your spectacle match. And I think that's a spectacle match with no title implications.
Hey, Sheamus hurt?
Yeah, he's out right now.
Yeah, he got hurt. He was hurt during the Edge match. Like he worked that match hurt.
Okay.
The shoulder back again.
Reese, what did you want to add?
Damn, I want to throw with the CM Punk with the Roman Reigns. I'm going to give y'all a good storyline to ride with this one. Y'all remember how CM Punk's reign as WWE champion ended?
Against The Rock?
Yeah. And do you remember what happened what happened in that very match?
The Shield.
Yeah.
Beat his ass. Beat Rock ass.
Mm-hmm.
Vince McMahon came back, said no, pal, restart that match. Rock won.
Yup.
Yeah. Last time we saw that spinner belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you really wanted to throw a storyline off of that, it's like, yeah, bitch, remember you cost me my record-setting reign of 434 days, and guess what? You got a record-setting reign now. I'm going to be the one that ends it. But of course...
Can I add another layer to that storyline?
Too logical for WWE, though.
Can I add another layer to that
Go
storyline?
ahead.
What if that happens, right? Punk wants to be the one to break the record, but before any of that happens, it looks like we're going to get The Rock versus Roman at Mania. Rock shows up, music hits,
man.
right? Hear me out. This is why the storyline would be perfect for you. And at WB, I'm here if you need me. But The Rock's music hits. He's going to challenge the Tribal Chief. He's going to come back. He's going to jump the line, and he's going to take everyone's spot who've been working all year, and he's going to take that Mania spot. Cult of Personality hits. This is why I left this piece of crap company in the first place last time. You haven't been here. Where have you been? You get a title shot? No, Junior. Back of the line, CM Punk. This is my company now. Papa's not running it no more. So he comes in, ruins that whole thing for The Rock, with either a fight or he just says no, and it happens. But CM Punk says, not only are you not going to do this, Rock, but I'm going to end that dude's streak because he ended mine. He ruined my streak. But CM Punk comes in full pipe on moment and goes against exactly what he complained about as a shoot back in the day by saying these part-timers come in and take Mania spots, and he takes one of those part-timer spots away from them.
That'd be first.
That never happened, but it'd be great.
Hold on, and then at CM Punk talking, you hear that guitar hit, and then out comes Lesnar. He just F5s everybody and says, "Make it a fatal four-way, Suplex City, bitch," and walks off.
Yeah, and then if you get Punk Roman at Mania, if you don't get Punk Rollins, the wise man turns his back on Lesnar. Turns his back on Roman, because the entire time he's been winning dirty, and then he loses dirty by his own guy, because Paul Heyman doesn't feel secure with Roman anymore, and he feels a little more secure for CM Punk.
I just want to say that after listening to that pitch, I wholeheartedly would love to see that. I give that storyline segment an 8.5 out of 10. Love you guys.
Because Paul Heyman would no longer fear Roman going into that, because he's lost his entire bloodline. So it's not 14 versus Paul. It's just Roman. But if he has a new advocate, he doesn't have to worry about Roman anymore.
All right, so let's go on to in great segment, y'all. Let's go on to AEW, the Continental Classic.
Loving it.
Let's kind of give you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys like an update of what's going on. Right now, let's see. Jon Moxley and Swerve is tied 6-6. I'm gonna give you. So this is basically a little breakdown on who's on the Blue League, who's on the Gold League. I got a question for you guys. So, who is the strongest? Who is the weakest?
What's strongest? Which one? The blue and gold?
The Blue League and the green. Yeah. Who's the strongest in the Blue League and the Gold League? Who's the weakest in the Blue League and the Gold League?
The Blue League.
Daniel Garcia.
Blue League.
The weakest, yeah.
The Blue League strongest is a tie between Andrade and Bryant, and the weakest, unfortunately, is Eddie Kingston.
Wow, why Eddie Kingston?
He's also on 2 losses, but Garcia's going out and putting. Garcia's like, he's the one that everyone thinks should be the lower guy, but he's out there putting on good matches, and he's actually proving himself against top talent this entire tournament, even though he's losing.
Yep.
I think with Eddie Kingston is he's. First of all, he stacked the table himself.
Mm-hmm.
You put your titles on there, so you put too much pressure on yourself.
That was stupid.
And yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I was gonna say Daniel Garcia, but yeah, Daniel Garcia is doing that work. Eddie is playing with Church's money right now, so it's no way he gotta run the table if he think about being in the finals. He gotta run the table. And he's already down 2.
Mm-hmm.
The gold. Can we get to the goal? Because
You
the
already know
goal
who the song
as a
is gonna
whole,
go. You already know who the song is
as
gonna
the
go.
whole, you better not say Roosh.
That's not right.
H4L Blackwell.
I mean, I can't see it. I mean, don't he got like 3 points or 0 points or some shit?
Yeah, he's got 3.
Yeah,
he beat Briscoe.
he got 3.
Steven
Unfortunately,
said
the
Flu,
weakest in the
Danielson,
gold.
weakest, Garcia, Gold, Swerve. Weakest?
No,
saying-
the weakest.
It's Briscoe.
He's saying Lethal's the
Oh,
weakest.
okay,
say-
okay. I see. Yeah.
I was gonna say Jay Lethal.
I think
Jay-
Briscoe's the weakest.
What are they doing with Lethal? Lethal is just. I'm not liking his AEW run at all. Like,
Bro, I told you this a long time ago. Like they brought him in with all this fanfare, and they got him looking like a jackass. I mean, he had what?
It's a tough league right now to stand out.
Yeah, I would say
AEW is
this-
so loaded. It's hard to look like a top guy in that company right now.
Exactly.
And
My
he's-
subject,
but-
my
but-
brother Real's listening to this right now. Yeah, here's the sad part. Yeah, Jay Lethal is pretty much becoming Jeff Jarrett's bitch.
He is.
I actually like him. If Lethal's not going to be your top guy who's contending for titles, I think it's fun to watch him with Jeff Jarrett. I don't hate when they're on my screen. I think it's entertaining.
So why? Okay, so I put like this. Why I put him in this tournament?
Because he's good. You're literally, if you're going to showcase top talent without using all of your top talent, and you need some people to go in there and lose, but you need good work rate guys to go in there and do it. This is a very solid roster. Jay Lethal, unfortunately, Jay Lethal, Mark Briscoe, and Jay White all have to play second fiddle here because Jay White's already in a storyline. But Brody, King, Garcia, and Kingston have to play, and Claudio have to play second fiddle here for a while too. But work rate wise, this is all top dudes.
And then don't forget Roosh.
Yeah.
I see. So this is. I mean, again, me and Reese talk about this. I see this as a storyline mode. If I'm thinking my final out of this, like I could see Eddie Kingston actually running the table, making the finals, and I see a storyline between him and Jon Moxley, or him and Swerve. And here's why. You know, self-explanatory with him and Jon Moxley. We already know the friendship. You know, Eddie Kingston's the godfather of Moxley's daughter, blah, blah, blah. And these two are fucking violent as hell. But what nobody talk about is Eddie Kingston and Swerve used to be in a faction together called the Unwanted in Evolve. And I don't think they ever touched each other in Evolve. And they could bring up some history there, how they was in the Indies. That could be a good story. Because they got Jon Moxley and Swerve, which is going to be a great tiebreaker match. It seems like they going with this momentum for Swerve, and Jon Moxley is the company man. He's the baby. He's the money man for AEW.
Or
like this dude, or who? Oh, Roosh.
Or in the finals, you get Andrade versus Roosh. That story, they're alone.
Yeah, that story.
I think you're getting Andrade Strickland in the finals.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think Strickland wins this whole thing.
I feel that too, because that by next year he is going to be world champion by Wembley. I really feel that.
I think Roosh and Swerve for the world title at Wembley will be.
No one gives a fuck about Roosh right now, bro.
Why
you stop saying that? You gotta stop saying
Because
it.
honestly, you need to stop putting somebody in a conversation that no one really gives a fuck about. Now, remind you, I love Roosh. I do. I love Roosh. But it's just he's irrelevant in this conversation, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's good, but he's not someone you put a title on. But as someone who's going to be hopefully in London that time, I want to see Swerve Strickland going into London, house, and he takes on Will Ospreay, and we get Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay, and people, because when I there last year, people were saying it's Swerve Strickland's house. When he would say whose house, they were saying Swerve's house. But as soon as Will Ospreay came out to that ring, it was his country.
Yeah,
bro. If y'all, I said this earlier, bro.
Because you just talked about this earlier today.
I just talked about this. I said the last time these two met, it was off the fucking chain. These two was skinny ass fucking people. They look at them, they bulked up now.
You just see Swerve Strickland versus Speedball Mike Bailey at House of Glory.
Oh my god,
it was sick.
I feel like, let me tell you something, bro. Ain't no house, bro. This is I can't wait.
Now, Lord Demetrius, he asked this question. He said, "What what does the winner get in this tournament?
They get the title. All 3 titles become 1 belt.
Yeah.
No, it's a triple crown.
It's a triple crown.
Triple crown. It's American triple crown. If you're a Japanese fan, you know all Japan had 3 separate belts from 3 different companies, but they made it as one. AEW is Americanizing that form, and they're gonna have New Japan Strong, Ring of Honor, and this new Konitsu belt. Whenever they finish designing it, so he might. Yeah, they remember you can't take away someone first. If you're the first champion or something, they all in wrestling. Period. They keep on reminding you. Like how many times you got here? Finn Balor was the first Universal champion. And he didn't even do anything past that. So when you're the first of anything in history, so this would be a perfect opportunity, a springboard for Swerve more than anybody. To be the first triple crown.
And then you could always say, well, your first triple crown should go against your world champion.
Good Lord.
Now,
is your triple crown going to be a title that's actually defended, or is it going to be like the Owen Hart Classic where you won it that year?
You basically
it's going to be defended,
bro. You literally treating this like King of the Ring, because King of the Ring winners go after the WWE champion.
But this shouldn't be a defended title.
I think every year
this title's gonna be defended.
I don't think it should be a defended title. I think you win the Triple Crown Championship, and then next tournament you win the Triple Crown again. I think it should be
just like the Owen Hart.
It should be like the Owen Hart tournament. I think it should be a tournament-based winning thing.
But unlike the Owen Hart tournament, this one guarantee you a title shot against the AEW.
Sure,
champion.
I think you win the Triple Crown, and if you win the Triple Crown, you get a title shot. I think that's how this should play out.
But that kind of wouldn't that diminish the Ring of Honor championship, and because I mean now you're saying the Ring of Honor there's no Ring of Honor champion now.
That's fine. Give us a TV deal. If you can't give me a TV deal, then you shouldn't have world champion.
What's going on, Jaquez? Yeah, I just really feel that there are too many at this point right now. There are too many titles in AEW. I mean, like, bro, that's cute. You know, Triple Crown champion. I mean, but it seemed like I'm playing with toys now. That's what Tony Khan is doing. He's playing with toys, and this one particular toy, he's going to put this title, this title, this title, this title. I'm like, bro, like I'm 40 years old. I don't got time to be playing with, with toys and shit, playing with my Batman figures and then my Marvel figures and shit. And then I'm going to put a title on Cyclops, and then I'm going to put a title on fucking Batman and shit. I'm just like, bro, this is.
Let's go Batman.
I love Batman, but it's just, I don't know, just like, dude, they don't
you sound like you used to do that shit at the G.I. Joe, you got G.I. Joe Federation and shit. Listen, man.
So realistically, can I ask a question here?
Go ahead.
Sure.
So you say AEW has more titles than? Do you think they have the most titles?
It just
no. New Japan.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Let's compare. Let's compare to WWE right now. Who has more titles, right? So how many world titles does WWE have?
Two. Well, three.
No.
NXT.
Yeah,
three are being displayed on screen, right?
Oh, wait. Okay, are we counting NXT?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one. Then you got the world, and then the undisputed. So that's three. Yeah. And then what else?
North America.
Yeah. North America.
That's 3 world titles. You have 3 main titles on WWE.
Okay.
You got
2 right now.
You got the North American title, U.S. title, Intercontinental title. You got the tag team titles.
Well, we're gonna go by division. So right now, WWE has 3 world titles. AEW has the ABW Championship and the ROH Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Secondary titles, men's only. You got IC, US, North American, and what's the other one? Or is that it? Just 3?
That's it.
They got rid of the cruiserweight. The cruiserweight gone.
Cruiserweight gone. All right, so AEW got international, or the whatever hell it's called, right? Their IC title and the TNT.
TNT.
And then
so wait.
ROH has
and
Pure.
And television title.
And TV title. Do they still do the there was another one in there, but I don't think they use it anymore. So you have AEW has more secondary titles, and then tag team titles they have AEW and they have ROH tag team titles, correct? Oh, and trios. They have trios titles. So that's 3.
They got 3. No, trios for AEW and the 6-man for Ring of Honor.
All right, so
So yeah, that means that
they got more belts than WWE.
But only by like it's not a huge disparity. I think it's like by one belt. By one belt.
But if I say New Japan, they nowhere near New Japan.
Yeah. The difference is you actually see the titles on TV a lot more often in AEW, so it feels like you're being crammed down your throat more, where WWE hides their titles most of the time.
Ooh, not crammed down your throat. Like, that's moist.
Then again, like I forgot who said it.
I don't mind seeing title defenses on TV. That's why I prefer waiting for Wednesday night's wrestling than any other programming on TV.
Because
the titles are actually wrestled for on weekly television and sometimes change hands.
It makes when you see especially when you got AEW and they do this, like it seems like title matches is exciting, and then when you get the right call, like when you see the international title, and you see Orange Cassidy win the international title the first time he won it. First of all, no one saw that coming, and they felt it. The TNT title, it used to be the TNT title back then when Sammy won it from Miro, and stuff like that. So
Andrade should have won it in a triple threat. I'm sorry, I just want to say that.
No, I'm actually going with that one. But with the international title, we said a long time ago, Swerve could have won that title. We could Andrade, or
maybe it just wasn't his time. I mean, because like right now,
no, but.
It
means something though. When you get a title match on TV, you see these motherfuckers fight like they want that title.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing about it is that maybe it just wasn't Swerve's time right then and there. Because now this is Swerve's time right now. And
I still don't think he's top right yet. I still think we're slow cooking him. I think Swerve is right now in that middle run. If you look at the trajectory of the way they MJF and they push Swerve, it's very similar. MJF was on like win, beat a pretty big guy, story, and then finally got to the world championship. Swerve's on that same trajectory.
Yep.
How about this? This is how you said that. It took a promo to put MJF in that level, just like it took a promo for Swerve again. And then once Swerve said, if I had the opportunities you have, I could have been the first black champion. Bam!
It was controversial, and it was something that was needed because guess what? The problem is that especially with these African Americans, it seems like they don't want to blur the lines too much because it's like, well, I don't want to sound too ghetto. I don't want to sound too needy. I mean, you got Ric Flair that's going around talking about, well, I deserve this title. You got Charlotte, I deserve this title. Then why African American niggas and females can't do the same thing? And that is why I love Swerve so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to give him his flowers in public, but in like, while we're talking at parties and shit, like, dude, Swerve is that nigga.
Here's my thing. Every time I see representation on screen, and I see what we seen as crime time, right? I didn't like it. I know it's not my culture, it's not my thing, but when I seen it, I was like, I think we're better than that. It wasn't for me. I liked him as talent, didn't like this character. Private Party, and at first when all these other characters came in, it was like, all right, is that the representation? Is that the culture? Is that what it to me? It seems like like white people making a character for a black guy. That's what it looks like to me.
Right. I feel you. And like everybody.
And Swerve looks like Demolition Man Wesley Snipes, like he says in the interview.
Yeah.
Swerve like Jesus did it again. Jesus did it again.
Swerve is the guy that you see walking on the street and you cross the street. You're like, I ain't fucking with that dude.
And the crazy thing is too, is because like every black person does not have a red cup. Like when you look at my cabinet right now, you see green cups, you see blue cups. I don't go to the club or I don't go to like these parties getting red cups and shit. I'm like, what are you saying? You saying every black person like has like what? Like Hennessy in their fucking red cup for me? Like, what are you saying? But
it's crazy what you say that though, because I asked where the hell's Private Party. I asked. They tried that. That's how you just said about Swerve. They tried that with Powerhouse Hobbs. Talking about when he walked. I remember those darn vignettes, him walking the street, everybody running across the street or going to the store and shit.
Yeah, what happened to the vignettes?
Like the book of because the book of Hobbs ran out of pages. That's why.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. Because he also And not to mention that like Don Callis now has the pen in now. So
yeah. So and where's Swerve? Where's on Scorpion Sky? He
You know what
started
what happened to Powerhouse Hobbs?
Yeah.
Jericho wanted
What
him,
happened?
and then Jericho got his 3-second rub, and then they had nothing else for him. It really
Wow.
depends on who you get caught up in booking. Swerve could have easily turned into the next Hobbs, but the company said you are going over on Adam. If going into that match, you looked at Hangman, you look at Swerve, and you're thinking, who's the company riding with here? Because a win is important right now. And then that
and a win over a former AEW champion, not once but twice within a month.
Yep.
Twice within a month, and some of the best. Like they stole the show in Wrestle Dream, and they definitely stole the show at Full Gear.
Yep.
Like it was a good show. But what are we talking about more out that show? We talk about MJF beating Jay White with a damn injury that probably is legit, or we talking about a sick, violent, fucking beautiful match of sick. I mean, when I say sick, I'm talking about Adam drinking blood. Or
Hangman got
then I'm talking
different. Hangman
got hung.
Yeah, that was good death match, but also told the story of a really big blood feud that had a good turn. That's
very much so.
Piper versus Hammer time.
Hammer home.
That's hatred in a match. That's perfect.
Yes.
MJF.
Yes.
MJF is right now. He is the GOAT of professional wrestling at playing into a crowd. Because if you really watch what he's doing, like that match, he went ham. The whole top rope stunner, the elbow drop to the outside. My man was going off in that match. For the most part, MJF is doing nothing, and he's getting the crowd immensely behind him. He's controlling the crowd. He's like a good frontman of a band right now.
But you know what about MJF is that people was remember at the beginning of this year. We're gonna start from the beginning of this year with him. Everybody say he was not wrestling, and he's only coming on pay-per-views. Like this is a wrestling show, and then we had these matches like the Iron Man match with Bryan Danielson, the Pillars match, and so you see something different. Then the story between him and Adam Cole, and you see a different side of him. We knew he was funny as hell, but see a different side of him working with Adam Cole. Like Adam Cole brought another side out of him, and then the all-in match. Everybody could have sworn that Adam Cole was gonna win this match. No, MJF won and added more story to that. Then the Samoa Joe match, it got his stock.
You know what you're missing on a lot of this though? Is every single time MJF had an opportunity to work with a top guy or have a top guy part of his story, the CM Punk thing, like every CM Punk injury of Adam Cole, every single time we're about to get a blow off or a culmination of his story that he worked so hard on, it gets ripped from out underneath him, and he has to figure something else out and still makes it gold.
Right, and you got to remember too that like these storylines is 6 months to a year. So when you get injured, it's not like you could just immediately like pick it back up when you come back from injury. You got to work your way back up again. And right now, Swerve, MJF, right now are like the top guys in the WWE. Or, excuse me, in AEW right now. So that's why I'm really, really excited. Anyway, that's your top guys right now in AEW, and I'm excited for this shit. So.
And the thing, and like you said, he's working with these top guys, and not just top guys, legendary guys in the business. He worked with Bryan Danielson. He worked with Samoa Joe, Adam Cole. These guys that their resume is up there. And he's making his resume up there. And what you also said, like we had these moments. I know we're gonna bring Phil in this, but Phil is always outshined with some bullshit that he did in the back and like fuck up the damn memory. Like when he came back and had the devil mask, everybody's getting ready to talk about that, and then guess what we talking about? We talking about the muff eating.
Right.
He had they had the biggest show in wrestling, modern day wrestling at All In, where we should be talking about celebrating what they just accomplished. And we're talking about damn brawl that happened in the beginning of the show. So
did you hear about what supposedly happened backstage with that as well?
Yeah, so matter of fact, I'm glad Shane brought that up.
Sent Punk to tell them not to use real glass to be the locker room leader because that's what he was like. They were asking him to do things and be the bad guy. Essentially, Tony Khan was asking Punk to go do that role, and he went to go do it. And because Jungle Boy's part of the elite clique. He told him to go F himself, and Punk goes, I don't have time for this, man. I'm just doing what I'm told to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they got into words, and then Jungle Boy attacked him. And then when he got attacked, he fought back and then went to Tony Khan like, yo, bro, you told me to go do this. Your boy attacked me. And then Tony Khan didn't have his back, and he got in Tony Khan's face.
Maybe that's why Jack ain't back. Maybe that's why, like, it's always on CM Punk.
Hold on.
Let's give something on Jack. He ain't back. We haven't seen Jungle Boy.
I will say this: when AEW does file their discipline actions, they always stick to it. Because even when they got in trouble the first time, Punk and the Young Bucks were off at the same amount of time.
Hold on, but I also want to say this though. Remember, Jack Perry was another reason why Roosh wasn't on TV because he went and whined to Tony Khan after his match with Roosh. No, like I'm dead serious.
Yeah, no, he's not. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Roosh did his promo, and he was like, I lost TV time because he said I was too dangerous. You cost me my money. He's talking about Jack Perry. Roosh's last match on TV was against Jungle Boy, where he was throwing him around the ring, not like knocking him everywhere loose. Jungle Boy went to back. He did what Randy Orton did to Kofi Kingston. That's what Jack Perry did to Roosh. That's why Roosh wasn't on TV. So yeah, Jungle Boy is like that because like back, El Grande or Toro Blanco Roosh is back for you. You perro. Okay, go ahead.
So now speaking of Danielson, wow, and I can't wait until we go to our last segment. I'm talking about that one. So apparently, Daniel Bryanson was the one to get rid of CM Punk.
In theory, he was one of many people a part of a board. But here's the thing: if you look at that roster, right? There's a lot of really good people on that roster, but you want to look at character and you want to look at can someone be a locker room leader and keep everything straight down the middle. You look at the AEW roster, there's no one better than Daniel Bryan in that situation. Daniel Bryan,
I want to say Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe.
He's going to look at both our Samoa Joe, but you're going to look at both sides of the equation. And Daniel Bryan had to make a tough choice. I don't think he wanted to fire Phil. I think the board had an idea of what they wanted to do. Tony Khan was a part of that board. And you don't think his voice was louder than everybody's? I think even if they came across the board and said, we all say don't fire him, Tony Khan's going to be like, I was in fear for my life, though. And at the end of the day, he's going to make the final call. But I think enough people sided and said this is what we should do. But Daniel was a part of that committee. But because Daniel Bryan's a wrestler and he's on that committee, he's being highlighted harder.
He probably was the tiebreaker.
I really feel this is where AEW is disorganized and they really need to get their shit together. If you're going to be a wrestler, you need to be a wrestler. If you're going to be part of the disciplinary action committee or whatever, then you need to stop being a wrestler because right now this is conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. And this is what keeps fucking up AEW. That's why everyone on social media keep looking at like AEW is like a high school, a student council.
I agree and disagree.
Disorganized.
I agree and disagree. Okay. So back in the day, they had what? Well, what did WWE call it back in the day? Wrestler court, right? So if there was drama backstage, how was it handled? Between the boys. The boys handled it. Wrestling is a different entity now, and someone who owns that company, that disciplinary team was all lawyers as well. But Daniel Bryan is there, a part of that committee, and that's not a secret that everyone knew Daniel Bryan's part of that committee. But the reason Daniel Bryan was probably in it, I don't know anything, but I'm just guessing by locker room, like the way a business works and stuff like that, is Daniel Bryan was probably put in that position almost as a union rep. Because yes, lawyers will be involved and Tony Khan will be involved. But if you want someone to represent one of the boys in that situation, Daniel Bryan's the guy you put in that role. He's the voice for the boys to go into these actions and say, come on. Back in the day, we fist fought, and because the boys handle things differently than lawyers did in this business. When you have a problem with somebody backstage in pro wrestling, it's handled a different way, regardless. Like it just, but AEW is handling it a little differently and a little more structured. But Daniel Bryan is more of a union rep in that seat with a bunch of lawyers than he is calling the shots.
But this is a whole different era right now. It's a whole different era because these guys are sensitive as shit.
Back in the day, CM Punk would have beat them up and they would have been best friends and they would have said, who lost the fight?
Exactly.
You're fired.
Let's go have a drink.
CM Punk doesn't even know how to fucking fight. This nigga
We
got
found
his
that
ass
out.
whooped in the UFC like
He
twice.
got beat up.
Fuck you, nigga. You cannot fight.
He got beat up by trained professionals who do nothing but MMA fight, and he was almost in his 40s at that point in time, or if he already was in his 40s. Regardless of what you think the CM Punk situation is, he stepped in that cage, he trained, he tried, and he earned the respect of a lot of high-end executives who then went on to buy the company that shit on him and fired him 10 years ago. So he went out and got his ass whooped and got a lot of brownie points, and now those people are his boss.
Wow.
Those two
Right,
ass
he came
whoopings
back.
for CM Punk got him a lot of brownie points for a company
That's
that he
insane.
probably has a little more stroke to than most of the boys in the back do.
Damn.
That's
He-
insane.
So, like, but damn, that's speechless.
Right, that's a bar, like for real.
Jeez, drop the mic, motherfucker.
Right.
So when they go to
I'm
when the
telling you,
TKO
Jesus,
executives
I
are going to
checked.
talk to somebody, do you think they listen to Triple H or they talk to their boy who they already done business with and CM Punk who they like?
Well, it depends. It depends. Like, are you going to talk to someone that could do the get the arenas and get the press? You talk to Triple H. You got someone that knows the locker room more better. This locker room, not like Triple H know the 2000. This is 2023. You might want to talk to a wrestler that know the locker room. So it depends on which way you want to go.
Well, what do you think Triple
I
H's
just
best creation is as a booker? We already talked about CM Punk's, right? I mean, the Shield all became Grand Slam champions. They're all top guys in the company right now, no matter what company they're in. Punk, that was Punk's brainchild. So who at the end of the day could be a possibly better booker?
Again, because according to the tribal chief, you know where I'm going with this. Like, according to the tribal chief, he had nothing to do with the creation of the Shield. But that's a whole different story.
Sounds like a good matchup in the future.
I'm telling you. But
I just wanted to say that.
Backstab anybody.
So that whole thing about the committee or whatever, this is why we're here to learn, because we're not wrestlers. Now Anthony is in the business.
Barely.
He learned that because he's in the business.
Well, not just that.
That
When I even as a wrestling fan, I do like to learn not just the dirt sheet stuff, right? I like to learn the back. Like, I listen to the What Happened When's with Pritchard, and I hear all those like, this is how we handle it as the boys. And then when I get to meet wrestlers, I talk to them about that kind of stuff. I don't ask fan questions. I ask like, yo, in this business, how do you navigate this? Like, I'm struggling in this aspect of my career, and then Mike Bennett and Maria Canals Bennett give me advice on a different level, not from a fan perspective, but as a business perspective. So I hear stuff like that, but it's just like, that's just my opinion of probably how it went down, of like with Daniel Bryan and not being in there as like the head of the committee. But I think he was put on it to be the representation of the locker room, because they're a multi-million-dollar company. They're the same lawyers who are probably handling disciplinary stuff as a wrestling company are probably the same ones who handle as an NFL type deal. Now, if you have problems in the NFL locker room, it's a whole nother, there's unions involved. There's league meetings. Pro wrestling's different, but these lawyers are designed to handle it at a NFL level. And now they're in the world of professional wrestling where two guys just go out back and beat the piss out of each other, buy a beer, and then go back and go about their day.
But what people also understand is it's a difference now. This is a business. Like
dude,
wrestling.
Vince McMahon knew when he went back to Bret Hart's locker room, I'm getting punched in the face. And everyone said, Vince, you got to go back there and you got to take one. That's just how this goes. You don't screw over a man in his hometown and don't get punched in the face. And Vince McMahon went back and took a punch to the face.
No, he had two choices. Either get punched by Bret or get punched by Undertaker.
I don't think Undertaker would have punched him. I think Undertaker said, if you're gonna mess up with the boy, you got to go over and take one from the boys too. That's the difference between the rest, how wrestlers handle it and how a Tony Khan executive 2023 company handles disciplinary actions.
So you like
hold on, I think Reese wanted to say something. They will go to Stormy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you want to say, Reese?
Yeah. First of all, to go to Anthony's point, that when it came to Bret Montreal. Yeah, that you screw over a wrestling promoter's son, and like somebody who literally grew up in the business. Yeah, Bret was definitely gonna like get that punch one way or the other, whether Vince took it or Brett just wasn't looking for him and had to track him down one way or the other because he wasn't leaving without Montreal without getting some of that ass whooping.
But not just that, the rest of the locker room's not going to trust or respect you. But the fact that Vince got punched in the face, the rest of the locker room's like, he knew he fucked up, and he went and took he went and took it like a man. And the rest of the locker room's going forward, we're still Vince guys because Vince did what he had to do.
Remember this. They said this straight up. Like a lot of people in the back did not know what was going to happen.
Yep.
And when you remember that scene, you see him walking, limping and shit. Motherfuckers getting him the side eye like, oh shit, you doing business like that? And then came out with the black eye, hair fucked up, toupee on the side, you know. It's like, oh shit.
That's why when you let people behind on the other side of the guardrail who aren't used to it are not supposed to be back there. Like, dude, I'm a commentator, production guy. You don't think I've gotten in a couple squirrels here and there, you know what I mean? Like, or had disagreements with people backstage? That happens. But you also have to realize that if you have a disagreement, it's going to get handled in a high testosterone environment. And that's just how wrestling goes sometimes.
Stormy, did you have something?
Yeah, I just want to add on about what he said about Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis. They had arguably one of the greatest WWE theme songs of all time. It's like, argue with yourself. Whenever they theme songs hit, it was one of the greatest theme songs of all time. It's still the greatest love. It was perfection. One of the perfect
that sound like a fucking moist, dirty dancing soundtrack.
That song was like taken from the 80s and it was I remember. Was it Money in the Bank when it came out? I was like the only one of my sixes just hyped. I'm living up for your love. Sing it! And security's like, will you sit down? No, sir. It's one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. You sit down.
Hey, hold on. Let me answer that hot take for a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing.
So you said that the Montreal Screwjob was the worst, but what you don't know is Bret Hart knew that was going to be his last match.
Quit playing with me. Don't do that.
He wanted documented. That was not Vince. That was Bret Hart's documentary.
It was a third party, but they were allowed to be there for Vin. They were allowed to be there for Bret and for Mick.
Hold on, stop. So you're telling me that the Screwjob was planned?
It wasn't.
That's what he's saying. And that's what it was. It was not. Can you imagine if it was a work, it would have better production than that from Vince McMahon?
The documentary even said they knew that people were still mic'd up backstage, and they asked Bret, "Should we take the mics off?" And Bret goes, "No."
Stop. I just want
you heard the question. You heard the question. He asked Shawn Michaels straight up. He like, "Yo, you was down with that?" And Shawn lied through his face.
Yeah. And ever since the documentary happened, has WWE ever allowed another third-party company to come in and film backstage?
Time out. So you mean to tell me not only are Undertaker Kane not brothers, Bubba Ray and Devon not related? Now you telling me that the Screwjob was playing?
It was playing between. It was playing with at least with Vince and Shawn. It wasn't playing with Bret.
I think more people say they didn't know that knew, and I think that's what. But Bret had an idea he was getting screwed, but the whole thing being a work, no.
Right? Oh, like how Michael Cole didn't know about CM Punk.
Bret had that creative control.
Oh God, don't start with me with that.
Hell did you get the? Yeah, but not to mention Bret also had that creative control clause in his contract, and. So were you the one that said that creative control was one of the worst things that could be given to
the worst things in wrestling?
Yeah, you know why they don't do it no more? His name's Hulk Hogan.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All you gotta do is look at what happened.
You're Challenge. You're right. Mick Foley was part of the Beyond the Mat, not the Wrestling with Shadows. You're correct. You are correct with that.
Yes, but it's still that the one we talking about, the one that Bret Hart, that was his documentary. Now the Beyond the Mat. That's a whole different one because that's when the chair shots.
Yeah, that was the chair shot.
That's a whole different one.
That was Mick Foley. What, Jake the Snake?
The Rock.
No, they followed a few different people. Terry Funk.
Oh yeah. Terry Funk. They followed Terry Funk. But I mean, I'm not even gonna go with that was a work. Yeah. I mean, the work was between Shawn and Bret, but then it went left.
Watch this. You're gonna love this. Can I play host for 1 second?
Yep.
Sure.
Watch. So, speaking of the Montreal Screwjob, which led into what we now know as the Monday Night Wars, we are right now in the Cold War between AEW and WWE. Let's kick off that topic of discussion.
So, thank you, Jesus. Appreciate it, because he already know. I'm trying to get in this motherfucker for real. So, everybody, now the reason why I decided to talk about this as the main event topic is because AEW is going in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Some folks wanted this to end in 6 months back in 2019. I want to talk about this and break this down. We might need a part 2. That's why I brought in Ant with us, because like he knows about this shit, and he's very knowledgeable about the backstage and what's going on or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's why
I just think I come at things logically. I don't know anything. I don't want to say that I
No. You really need to stop being modest, because I've heard your takes, and your takes are like pretty awesome. Okay, Jesus.
I just have logic. That's what a lot of wrestling internet community lacks, is logic.
Indeed.
So, then again,
I'm looking at you, Rebel Talk.
Then again, some companies, because Lord knows we always make a joke about WWE logic.
Right, but I just want to break this down first. Matter of fact, the CM Punk situation, which brings me to Booker T. Okay,
dun, dun, dun.
Booker T.
Needs to get off
recently
commentary.
said this. Yes, he does.
I can't stand him.
2 years ago, when CM Punk came up in AEW, which that was part of the blimp era, because he didn't exist, outside the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Booker T said this. He said that CM Punk struck out during the AEW debut because he talked about the WWE in ice cream bars. He also said this. He said that Booker T said that CM Punk, he doesn't see the value in CM Punk. He said CM Punk, he didn't just leave the WWE, he got fired from the WWE. Now, according to some folks, they said that CM Punk left the WWE. So now you're changing the fucking narrative. Everybody knows that CM Punk got fired on this fucking wedding day. Now, this is all. Now for the last 2 years,
his leaving led to him being fired.
Exactly. But at the same time, people acting like CM Punk didn't have any issues in the WWE, and CM Punk and Booker T. This is why I cannot stand Booker T. Booker T act like a fucking field nigga every time I turn around. This man does not know how to shut the fuck up. But then he comes on social media and saying that, I didn't mean to say that, but I meant to say this. I said, what you should do is shut the fuck up. If you don't have anything good to say, just shut up.
You know what Booker T's first gimmick was going to be as a wrestler in WCW?
What is
Slave.
Harlem Heat were going to be slaves, and they were going to be literally in chains. And Colonel Parker was going to be their manager.
He won them in a poker
They got
game.
pictures. I think they took pictures off the internet because they was floating. They had chains.
That was
and
going to be
dirty
their
ass
gimmick.
outfits on.
And they're like, "This is a terrible idea."
I don't think Stevie Ray ever mentioned that.
Oh no, I did. I mentioned it to him.
I know you did, but I don't think.
No, I mentioned it to him. Remember?
What did Stevie Ray say? Because
he said that's why they changed it immediately. That was a tape.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That was a tape episode of I think it was Saturday night or something, and they came out looking like they just got out the cotton field. And Stevie said that's a no.
And then fast forward, they were gonna have the crocodile hunter hunting us. So wow, look at that. What full circle. The circle of life.
Correct. Right. But so my whole thing is as a whole, we're gonna just talk about this as a whole. If you guys want to go back some years or go in between, because we're talking in between 2019 to 2023. Okay. So my issue is that the tribalism, the gatekeeping, the toxicity, I have never seen it on levels like this. People have their opinions about certain companies, but for some reason it's the AEW, everyone focused on it failing from day one. from day one. People said that this was a t-shirt company. People said that this was a company that was going to fail in 6 months or whatever. And
it was a piss ant company. Yeah, we remember their Hunter.
A piss ant.
Yeah,
a piss ant
remember
company.
That Triple H.
But at the same time, they said that everyone loves wrestling. So when they say that, is this like a scapegoat to really like hide their true intentions on them wanting this company to fail? Because like what Booker T said about CM Punk, he was shitting on CM Punk the first night he came back to AEW. He was shitting on him like a motherfucker. Then on his podcast, I think this was yesterday or today, he said that CM Punk had a heartfelt fucking promo.
Wait a minute.
What type of shit is that?
Because he's part of your team now.
Most famous line.
So okay, once again, that is the tribalism shit that I keep talking about.
This is why I don't like when wrestlers, and this is a hot take, I don't like when wrestlers are on commentary, because a commentator doesn't go say that shit, and if they do, they like, who are you? Tell the story of the match. You don't need your personal opinions about wrestlers and other companies. Keep your mouth shut. Booker T has to play I'm part of the company. That's my team. I can get away with it because I was a badass wrestler. I was a 5-time champion. I have an opinion. It diminishes the commentary role, I think, when wrestlers sit at the table.
Now, also, Ryback also has some comments about.
Don't just skip that. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
this guy's saying if Punk comes back, I'll retire. There's 4,000 independent wrestling companies in between Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. If Ryback wanted to wrestle every single weekend, he could. He chooses not to. He'd rather go on TikTok Live and beg his followers to give him gifts and gifts and gifts all day long. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah, I see him on TikTok awfully a lot. He doesn't want to wrestle.
He just wants to go online and beg during battles like these other corny ass TikTok people, and you corny ass people who give the money to do it, you're all corny and dumb as hell. But I'm saying, if Ryback wanted to retire, he's been retired. He hasn't wrestled. There's people out there on the indie scene right now every weekend wrestling. He chooses not to be there. That's on him. If he loved this business, you could be in it.
Right.
I agree.
Now drop the mic and walk off. Drop the mic and walk off. There you go.
The one thing that I really just want to hit home. Now, people say that, okay, well, what about TNA versus WWE? The reason why it wasn't as like bad versus now is because TNA wasn't really actually a threat to WWE, if that makes sense. The indie scene wasn't a threat to WWE. As a matter of fact, WWE used the indie scene to make their roster better. Okay. Now, me and you talked about this, I think earlier, about the black company that we mentioned earlier. I think Shay or something like that. Now, here's the thing with that. As much as y'all motherfuckers sit back and y'all talk about y'all want a black-owned company, I don't see why y'all can't get like a billionaire to like back y'all up. I mean, white folks went ahead and got somebody, like got a fucking fanboy billionaire. And y'all see where I'm going with this. This man doesn't, I mean, he's a fanboy, but at the same time, I think a lot of people are upset that this fucking company, this pissant company is literally directly competing with WWE. So why black people can't do the same thing?
You know what's crazy about that?
That's why I don't understand.
They had opportunity. I told you this earlier. They had 2 other opportunities. I think Johnny Grisham had one like a couple years ago, but before then, House of Glory was actually approached by Master P.
He did buy into it.
He really wanted to buy that company. He did. So if he did, they still, I mean, don't get me wrong, they still good. They're still a good company. They had a great show this past weekend.
I've heard about Hall.
But he wanted it to be in the level where AEW is right now. He went outside the industry.
I think he's seen how much that costs and says, "Oh no."
And once again, like I said, and I'm gonna reinstate my take on that. if you're going to get somebody that's a billionaire and also like the wrestling business, you want to make sure that they're in it to win it, not because, oh, well, this is a little bit too much. Master P, I'm sorry, disqualified. Moving on. I'm talking about somebody that wants to actually compete with the WWE, like indirectly, directly. I mean, AEW for me literally destroyed everything that I thought like a small business can do, because like they was not supposed to make it this big. And once again, everybody want to be on this tribalism shit, you know, whatever. 10 years ago, you bitch ass motherfuckers was not on that shit. Okay, y'all mother no.
Real quick, you know why? You know why AEW stands out higher?
Let me get this out. Let me get this out. Because for the last 4 years, y'all been on this stupid ass shit. Talk about, well, yeah, CM Punk, he's in the WWE. It's going to be the end of AEW. Oh, well, what's going on with QT Marshall? Y'all motherfuckers never gave a fuck about QT Marshall until he said, oh yeah, he's leaving AEW. Oh, what's going on in the back? I mean, like, I don't understand this obsessive behavior. And yet y'all talk about y'all love wrestling, but yet y'all are so fixated on destroying a company, and this shit been going on for way too long.
It's because most people who say that or get that tribalism, ask them one question. I do it all the time on TikTok. I do it all the time when I talk to other wrestling content creators. When people start getting super tribalism, I say, yo, when's the last time you went to an independent show? Oh, you don't go to those? Oh, you don't know your local independent scene? Oh, you don't know where these people train from? You don't love this business. You watch the NFL and that's it. You don't watch people come up from Pop Warner on their way up. If you love your sport, if you love your industry, real like, so listen, I'm not an Eagles fan. We'll break it down in sports terms. I'm going to pick on New York a little bit. I only hear New York fans when their teams are good, right? So that's why I don't consider New York a sports city. I think they're high on their fans, or they're higher on their teams when they're winning. But most people I know from New York, I say, yo, name 3 people on the practice squad on the New York Jets or New York Giants. They don't know. Wow. I go to Philly. I say, yo, tell me 3 people on the practice squad. They'll tell me the practice squad. They'll tell me assistant coaches. They'll tell me where they went to college. They love their team. They love their city. They love their sport. Right. That's the difference. Right. So when people say I only watch WWE and I think everything else sucks because I think WWE is the greatest, that's why they have that tribalism. But they don't actually care about the industry or the business because they don't know anything else that's going on except that echo chamber on that bubble.
But Anthony,
it's like Marvel fans who watch Marvel movies but never picked up a comic book.
Watch the comic book.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll go after you. Yeah. Go ahead.
You know, Anthony, would see to tag onto your whole thing. You know, as much as people say that they don't like Vince McMahon, it's funny that a lot of fans actually act like him. It's because what you exactly said, that they will crap on other wrestling companies, and they'll be so pro WWE that's like, oh, but yet y'all don't like Vince McMahon, but yeah, you're pretty much having the mindset that he had for like a long time.
What's your favorite cereal?
Fucking brainwash.
What's your favorite cereal?
Good.
Favorite type of cereal?
Favorite cereal? I'll say Pops.
What's the non-name brand version of Trix?
Like Sprinkle Stars or something. It's at Family Dollar.
Yeah, you know why he knows that? Because it tastes exactly the same, and you love Trix. Yeah. You'll eat any brand who makes it.
That's a good.
I mean, shit. Great
value with like cornflakes, raisins, and like a lot of.
Great Dr. Pibb tomorrow.
Like Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, boom, fire. I go get the boys, hit the dollar store. We got Crockerberry Crunch. That's not Captain Crunch.
WWE fans are essentially I only like name brand things because that's what I'm told. And I only watch whatever's on top is what I follow, and everything else I don't care about.
So I mean, like, when did they? Okay, Anthony, let me ask you this: when did they actually start doing this shit? Because
they've always been that way.
I didn't think that. I didn't think that WWE fans was like. Because remind you, I used to be a loyal WWE fan. I never was like on that tribalism shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I was
most of the time,
to a
that you probably didn't have to be tribalism because there was no competition to be tribalistic about.
True.
So
That's true.
when TNA was on TV, the time slots were all over the place. It was on channels that you couldn't get. NWA was non-existent. Japan was over in Japan. People didn't really know what was going on in Japan until they started going to the mall and seeing what are Bullet Club shirts. Like, oh, it's wrestling. And then people started to speak, oh, there's other stuff besides WWE. And then 9 times out of 10, those New Japan people who seen Bullet Club shirts 10 years ago then started learning about ROH, and they started learning about their independent scene. They started learning, wait, now ROH all went to NXT. Then they all went to NXT, and a lot of those independent fans then went to NXT and then went to the main roster, and then either became main roster fans and then they didn't like. But I'm saying is when AEW hit the scene, these independent wrestling fans, these ROH fans, these New Japan fans, these Impact fans said, oh, this is everything I love about wrestling that people don't know about. And that's who's following and supporting those fan base. And the other half of the fans are just people who only know that when they say, do you like WWE? They're actually talking about pro wrestling, but they don't know the difference between the two names.
Shout out to Frankie Pritchard. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I would say this.
Go ahead.
About tribalism, because it's been around. Okay, it was not as huge because one, we didn't have social media back then.
Let me ask you this: would you compare this to Trump supporters?
Yes.
Continue.
Yes. So it's,
by the way, real quick, Frankie in the chat is a professional wrestler. Dude's badass.
I thought you knew him.
Yeah,
Frankie, I thought I was gonna ask that.
It's Frankie Picard, and he's an actual wrestler. He does he's been all over the place. He's wrestled GCW. He actually got praises from Nick Gage from a match. I actually work with him a few times on a lot of different shows. That's a good ass dude. And if y'all ever need a guest spot to come in and talk wrestling as a professional wrestler, that's a guy you should hit up.
I have followed Frankie for years, and
he also does celebrity boxing as well.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, because like Frank, listen, I don't know if he was like a cruiserweight, and then he gained some weight, boy. And then the next thing I know, he's boxing. I'm just like, bro, what are you doing?
Frankie's the man. You should have him on sometime. He's a good guy.
Oh yes, man. I have followed Frankie for almost 8 years. I think, yeah, I follow him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy.
But anyway, what you were saying?
Okay. Oh, damn. Cool. Like I said, tribalism has been around for a long time. Like the Monday Night Wars was, I'm pro WCW, I'm pro WWF, blah, blah, but it was not like this because you was getting good TV. You didn't have a lot of social media, blah, blah. You had to actually see the person face to face and stuff like this, and tell us why you like this, tell you why, and you hear that. Now it's all over the place, and people think that, oh, I got social media, I can follow my favorite wrestler. It's a gift and a curse with social media platforms like that. It's a gift because we get to learn independent wrestlers and find out and follow. Once you go to independent shit, like I said earlier, you find somebody. Now you got like, okay, he was cool. I want to see what his stuff is. You go on the video and find it. The curse is this tribalism thing. Like, y'all begged and pleaded for something else. Yes, TNA was around, but like they said, you couldn't find it. It was in some. It was not pay-per-view every Wednesday. Then it was on Fox. Then it was on Spike. Then it was on Destination America. Then it was on a channel I don't even know of, and all this shit, blah blah. But when AEW came along, and when it was announced, the way it was announced, it was on YouTube. It was announced on YouTube. And then they had a show here and there, but they didn't have a TV deal. That's when y'all thought, oh, this ain't going to make it. This ain't going to blah, blah. They proved you wrong. It's still here. And actually, it got bigger than what y'all thought it was going to be. And now y'all don't like it because it's outshining the only baby you know, which was WWE. Some of y'all only knew WWE because it was the only kid in town. But and WWE can control the narrative of every other former federation there was before them because they brought them out. They got the library. They can make these documentaries. Say, yeah, they kicked their ass, but then we, blah blah blah. But they ain't gonna tell you how they came close to not even being around.
Well, here's a huge difference between the companies as well that a lot of people don't realize is when Dixie went and got the rights, all that stuff. She has money to use, but not to the full extent and not the same TV deals and everything else in place. And she knows the business, but you know, it's different because like Impact, for the most part, just stays in one studio space. They stay in one area. Either they record it in Canada or they stayed in Florida, but they didn't travel very much. And if they only traveled, they did traveling pay-per-views and they didn't do weekly traveling, at least not for a long, long time. Lucha Underground stayed in Lucha Underground. Any AEW travels and they do the same circuits as WWE. And the reason why that it's taken more seriously is because if you don't know, when you're in the professional wrestling business, you are treated as a sport, especially in a lot of states. So you have to go through an athletic commission. Now, each athletic commission states are completely different by state by state. Some of you have to pay certain ways, some things you have to do certain ways, and it costs a lot of money to put on wrestling shows from an independent level to a main roster level. And Tony Khan has the money and backing to do so, but he also has the knowledge of the business because he has been a super fan, and he did put a lot of people in place to help him in those early stages because he got guys on the independent scene who know the ins and outs of how to get this going and how to make the towns and how to go from city to city because they learned how to do that.
Do you think that's why certain, like, you know, WWE fans and the I guess the podcasters, the ones that work with WWE, do you think that they fear AEW because like they're a dangerous company?
No,
I mean, like
when these little podcasters, I'm not saying this in a negative way, I'm just being honest. When these podcasters get an invite to go do media and press at WWE, they which is awesome. I'm proud of anyone who gets a chance to do that, but they all think right away, oh, WWE is recognizing me, so I can't, because this is what WWE has taught the fans, that if you support all wrestling, WWE is going to shut the door on you, but everybody wants to be at the top level of WWE. WWE is the top of the echelon. I personally don't feel that way. I mean, I'll go to any company that will have me, but at the end of the day, I'm a professional wrestling fan. I don't care if you're AEW, WWE, Japan. I like to watch it all. I don't get to consume as much as I want to because there's only so much hours in the day and we have a lot of wrestling to watch, but it's good that there's wrestling everywhere. But these same people who cry tribalism and say, I hate AEW or I hate this, you're also all the same people I see at all the cons who run to every single person's table and try to get your interviews, but you don't support their product. You don't support them on the independent scene, and you only go to the cons because you want to go and interview the guy who used to be in WWE, but then you go look at a table who has nobody there and you go, oh, that's such and such from AEW. There's no one there right now. So I'm going to go and act like I love this person. I'm going to get a soundbite interview clip and they're going to hang on to that. But when they get the opportunity to be a WWE, they don't act like they were just fanboying and fangirling over those people at those cons either. So it's just like, be consistent. Are you going to these cons so you can see ex-WWE people? Or are you going to these cons because you actually have an opportunity to talk to these AEW people? In my opinion, I like to go. That's why I like AEW. I like the AEW fact because it's almost on an independent level where some of their talent, you can go to an independent con or an independent show and they'll be there and they'll be supporting and you can still see them at that level. Once you hit that WWE thing, you are behind a paywall. You're behind a curtain. If you're going to meet that wrestler, you're going to pay $800 to get WWE access and you're only going to get 3 seconds with them while you quick get a photo and then you're on your way. I've met half the AEW roster in Philly at the ECW arena at a con, and you can have heart-to-heart conversations with them and pick their brain, and they still can do traveling shows. It's just, I don't know, man. There's no wrong answer of what you like or what you don't like. The only way I can break this down, and I'll ask everybody one simple question right now. If you're a WWE fan and you're listening to this, ask yourself this honestly. What match are you looking forward to on Raw and SmackDown this week coming up?
I'm looking forward to CM Punk. Giving him another.
So you look forward to the promo. You look forward to the promo. I'm looking and the story, for the promo. Right?
Are you match wise?
You don't know because they don't tell you the match until the day of the show.
Exactly. No. I'm looking forward to Drew versus Sammy.
Now, do you think you're going to get a legit match out of that on a Monday Night Raw?
That's probably the only match we probably do get. To be honest with you, everything else, they're gonna be doing talk. Funny segment, what happened last week, some shit like that. That's just Raw. So that's probably the only match we do get.
And we got Rollins and Uso, which is gonna end
That's the match that's not going to be.
Nobody want to see that.
You already know.
But what I'm saying is, do you think those
Drew,
two matches that they announced, the big name marquee matches, they're going to have a clear winner or loser? There's no going to be screwiness.
Drew is going to interrupt that. Drew going to interrupt that Jey Uso match. We already know that's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. It's so predictable every week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess this is I don't like it when wrestling fans have to force me to choose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to choose. I want to like everything.
Yeah.
I watch WWE. I watch AEW. However, I will sit here and I will watch an AEW program until I'm blue in the face because it gives me life. Well, what about the production? I don't give a fuck about the production. What about the money? I don't give a fuck about
No, I don't care about production because I subscribe to IWTV and Premier Network and Fight TV, and I still watch GCW shows and House of Glory shows. And I'm not watching it for the production. I'm watching because I love professional wrestling.
That's like trying to say,
would you watch? Stormy wanted to go in there.
I was just gonna say like what he said about like for me, I can watch it all. I can sit up and watch AAA where I see a guy where his finisher is he's making it look like he's shooting venom in your eyes, and oh my God, you're done. I've watched Michael Jackson wrestle. I've watched micro wrestling. You know, I didn't set up because like I didn't spend $100 and something for a WWE show, and then still have to go spend extra money for a shirt, extra money trying to meet somebody, get bored inside the line. There's a big dude over here. I gotta wait on stuff. Boom, whatever. AEW, I spent the exact same amount. I think my ticket was $98, and I got 4 shows off that one ticket. I got the ROH, then I got Dynamite, then I got Rampage, then we got another ROH show. It was the Go Home show where Eddie Kingston called out Claudio, and then boom, we got a bonus. Viking Go is in St. Louis. What? I didn't know. Like I was pissed. I'm like, damn man, I missed the Acclaim because they did like a pre-segment. I was really wanting to see the Acclaim. I got Viking Gold Commander versus Ray Phoenix and Penta. I was at Willow Nightingale and Athena, and I was behind Athena, if you know what I mean. Best birthday gift ever. I met Roosh. I got to meet Roosh. I met my boys, some of my boys. So it was. Now we know why. It was dope. I'm like, bro, all this because I'm like, now granted, when I got there at 4:00, I didn't know I was leaving at midnight. I didn't know that part. I'm thinking, okay, I'm finna get. I get them like, why does my ticket say ROH?
The Stormy, I do gotta ask you a question. Was you nervous when you met Roosh, or were you?
No, because my seat. So I didn't know I was that close. I just clicked because I tried to hurry up because every time I clicked on a certain section, it said sold out. So I get there, Roosh music hit. I'm like, oh, I'm speaking Spanish. Jose the assistant, they pointed at me. I'm like, it's me from Twitter. Y'all cropped me out my picture of my sons. That's me. That was me. I posted my sons and me picture on Twitter, and I tagged LFI. Jose reposted it and cropped me out and just had my sons and said they're in LFI. They left me out. I'm like, what is it? So
they know you stalked them.
So as of now, my sons are in La Facción and Aganoves, and I'm not. The irony of it, so.
You sound jealous.
You like Big Daddy,
right? Sound jealous as hell, man. But no, everybody. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna go through final thoughts or what have you. So, let's let the guest of honor go ahead first because he has to.
First
he have to get.
I'm trying to. Yeah, thank you. I had a long drive. I'm trying to find this photo real quick, but I can't, and it's bumming me out. But you said that you got to meet somebody and you were excited, and I was the same way. I was super nervous when I met her because we'll just say I'm a fan. I don't want to sound like a creepy wrestling fan, but I think she's very, very cute. I'm an Athena fan as well, very much so. An Athena fan. I
love her. I love her finisher. It's
the best finisher in professional wrestling. But anyway, she's a very, very pretty woman who also is a giant nerd. Give me Athena all day long. That's all I'm saying. That's my dream girl. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate you all so much. I love coming on here and talking with y'all. And you guys have a really good platform. And I think I brought some of my people up in here. So I hope they stick around and keep supporting and watching. I think this is better than the TikTok side of things. I know why you do the TikTok, but I think this is a better format.
Yeah. TikTok. I'm actually more loose on here versus TikTok. Like TikTok, I'm very PG. Well, no, I'm not even
Well,
PG.
the quality stuff
got a
too. Because
muzzle
if we
on
talk each other over on this, you can still kind of hear each other. On TikTok, it's just a frenzy. Right. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to control the fucking asylum there, man.
Yeah,
it's
but I do, like I said, I have the ABJ podcast. I have tons of interviews. I do 5 questions with ABJ as well as podcast interviews. I just the interview that's out right now is with Shay McCoy, one half of the Outfielders, who was just ranked in the top PWI 500 tag team list. And I'll let you guys know right now, this Thursday coming up will be an interview with Speedball Mike Bailey, which is recorded previously to his match with Will Ospreay in Chicago. So that this was recorded pre that. So that's one of my big names that I've got so far on the podcast after a year or two is going to be Speedball Mike Bailey. So that interview drops this Thursday at midnight. Thursday, so go check it out. Cool, I'll be doing a lot more coverage of local, like not local, but mainstream wrestling. For the longest time, I only did independent stuff. I'm bringing back mainstream wrestling talks because I enjoy having content with you guys, and I want to start doing it on my channel as well. So probably start of the new year, I'll be doing live watch along. So if you're watching Raw and you want to join in the live stream and come hang out, you're more than welcome. I'll probably have segments where I'll let people come in and out on the camera, and they can come in and tell me what they thought of Raw so far, or that match, or that storyline, and just give out opportunities to people come in and chat and just kind of hang out and do like a round table type thing. But it'll be live during, hopefully, I'm going to try to do Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Dynamite, and probably NXT. I'm going to try to throw in Impact, but it's going to be tough. Impact might be something I watch and then review later, and then sometime at the end of the week, we're going to be doing like a week wrap-up show of everything that happened in professional wrestling on Thursdays with Tornado Tag. So a lot of cool wrestling content coming up. Just give me a follow, and if you want to collaborate and do some fun stuff, hit me up.
Yes, everybody, please follow him. Follow Mr. Man. Hold on one second. Let me get this. Now, I think I got this from your TikTok page. Give me a second.
Oh, and if I unfollowed you on TikTok or any other streaming platform, it's not intentional. I am resetting my list. I am going back and refollowing people who follow me, but I'm trying to keep my friends list of people who I just collaborate with or people who have been on my show, so it's easier to go through my list and be like, oh, I like that guy. I want to follow him. I don't want to oversaturate it. Because on TikTok, I had like 5,000 people I was following, and half of them were bot accounts that I just hit. I got high and I was giggling. I hit follow.
Yeah, that was so annoying. Yeah. So fucking annoying. But yeah, follow Anthony Blackwell Jr. on every social media that you can think of. I think it's the same. It's,
Anthony Blackwell Jr. or just search the ABJ or just ABJ podcast on all podcast platforms or on YouTube.
Cool. So, brother, I will see you when I see you. We'll talk. We'll talk about collaborating again or whatever. But it's been a pleasure having you on here, giving us your knowledge about the business, and it was fun. This was a fun podcast. Thank you, Jesus.
And I'm not biased to any company or anything, right? So it's
no.
As I slide the mic out, there's a.
What?
The AEW title. It's the only title I own. It was given me as a gift.
I even see that.
I was trying to hide it so I didn't look super biased. The mic was like this the whole show, and then I just like yeah.
All right, brother. I'll see you around, man.
Yo,
hey,
professional wrestling, not just on what's on TV and it being WWE or AEW. I'm not a fan of what's happening on WWE, but I still watch it. I don't want it to fail. I don't want it to go away. I like competition. I like that people have jobs. I like that people can go and chase their dreams and do this for a living. There's no need to be tribalistic and watch more than what you see on TV. Go follow Impact. I promise you, if you give it a chance, you'll love that roster. They have a great roster. Yeah. Go support your local independents. Support professional wrestling in a whole. Yes. I love you all.
Yeah.
Mic drop. All right, Jesus. Yeah, have a good night, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Stormy, you can go ahead.
I think y'all know what I'm going to talk about. His name. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I just want to say that for me, with the whole word about who the MVP of the year is, who's this, who's that. For me, there's only one undisputed name. There's two names on the women's side of it, and all of wrestling, no matter what company. Athena, hands down, has been the best women's wrestler of 2023. There is no discussion. Argue with your mama. It's Athena. There's nobody else. What this girl has done, she's like he said, she brings in it all. She'll bring in her nerdy side, calling her fan group the Minions. It's like the opposite when Jade did the baddie. This storyline she has going with Billy Starks, what she's done. What she's done with Willow. What she did with Sky Blue. I'm saying that Tony Khan, if you watch it like you always do, put ROH on TV or something. You got it. Put them. They deserve to be on TV. Yes, I think he's getting stepped because he put the whole episode on Twitter. He said, "Here, watch the entirety of ROH." Bam, and he put it on Twitter. He tweeted it. So it's like, dude, put it on TV. People will watch it. There is a market for ROH. Look at the Mocha Embassy, what they're doing. And I think we're about to see something with Swerve in New Japan because the Mocha Embassy pulled a switcheroo on God, what's they called? Well, they swerved them because they thought they were about to join up.
Yep.
Workhorseman.
Yeah, so they thought they were about to join up with them. Boom, like, gotcha. So now it's like, okay, then let's get our big bad, we'll get our boss. So Swerve and New Japan possibly? Bet, I'm down for it. Now for me, my male wrestler of the year, again, argue with your mama, it's Will Ospreay, bro. What this man has done, bro. You want a house show in the garage, Ospreay will pop up. TNA, he gonna pop up. Or you want to remember about AEW? Well, he gonna pop up. He told Seth Rollins, hell yeah, as long as the money right, I'll pop up. But keep my name out your mouth, sir. They had Seth doing all this to try to get Ospreay. Tony Khan pops up. He said, you can do this, bro? Bet I'm coming. So hell yeah, give me Swerve, Ospreay 2024, and it will be match of the decade. I'm calling it right now if that happens. The promos alone. And that's all I got. That's all I got. Roosh!
All right, brother. All right, Mr. Reese.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to say, man, 13 years. 13 years we've been doing this. Yeah, got to thank this brother right here, Mr. Team Bring Mr. Wildcard. Yeah, Mr. Lovely Dane Zamuda. No, I will not try to name it because yeah, you are the king of that one. But man, I had to say this. Like, if y'all ever want to know what a real IWC is like, you just saw an example of it tonight. We'll have Anthony on, and then whenever we have Stevie or Big Daddy on, well, at least when Big Daddy's on it, Stormy ain't trying to flirt with her, but that's neither here nor there. But don't you act like you don't know what you be doing, you little. That's it. Anyway, yo, for real. Yeah, what y'all see, what happens here? Hashtag Hills for Life. We's the ones that get it started, and yo, we's the ones that show it constantly. Y'all also see it on the Brace Thirst. Y'all also see it on the Wolf Pack. Yo, and matter of fact, everybody in the comments tonight, yo, y'all always are such a big part of the show. We thank y'all.
VIPs.
Y'all every single episode, and hey, y'all are the ones that we do this show for. You know, hey, as long as y'all want to keep having the fun, we'll keep bringing it for y'all.
Indeed, well said. All right, Mr. Enforcer, final thought.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Hills for Life Wrestling Podcast. Win by any means necessary. That'd be all.
And okay, all right, nigga. I've been a what? Listen, you can believe Reese. Reese have been sleeping, and I've been trying to get him up. Like, dude, wake up. No, but next week, everybody, we got another big podcast that hopefully you guys stick around for. Matter of fact, hold on, let me bring this up. So we have let me see. Hold on, let me look. Okay, so we're going to be interviewing the promoter / owner for Pro Wrestling R. So if you guys do not know who that is, this is the company where we've been talking about the Tiberius, Big Daddy, Isaiah Wolf, and Rufus Lala storyline. We're going to have him on the podcast next week. And we're going to be talking about this storyline. So, everybody, that is going to be a treat. Then the next week, in 2 weeks, we're going to be interviewing the guys from, I think, let me see, I think it's SWE or something like that. They actually have a big like a wrestling store down in Philly, so we're going to be talking with them. Hopefully I got their name right. But no, it's a lot of shit that's going on right now. As of right now, we are at 468 on YouTube right now. So we just need a couple more and we'll hit 500. If you guys can, please share this podcast. Tell your friends about us. Share, like, comment. Y'all been doing an awesome job. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I just want to hit go before this new year comes around, and which is in about 3 weeks or so. So that would be a great birthday present. My early birthday present from me, you know what I'm saying? So but other than that, thank you. That's all I have to like really say. Stop with the tribalism. Make sure just be a unit. You don't have to like it. Just like I said, just purify our wrestling community, because our wrestling community right now is a landfill or whatever. I love each and every one of you guys. My takes is not to piss you off. It's just to basically educate you. It's something that you probably don't know about. I want to educate you guys. That's basically it. Something I don't know. Like Anthony was educating us like a motherfucker tonight. So, you know, it's a lot of things that I learned from him. We can learn from each other. It's just you do not have to be toxic in order to learn something. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. 1993, Mortal Kombat 3. I don't know if that came out that year, but anyway. I'm Mr. Team Bring It, Sugar Nipples, Wild Card. Y'all know who the fuck I am. We'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful work week. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Okay, where's my shit? I can never ever find this shit. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No,
Good night, y'all. Bye.